Ladies and gentlemen, we are so back. We're back. So back. It's your favorite every other Tuesday show. This is the dearly debated Deep Dives, the 4D podcast. In first chair, we have yours truly, Nathanael Levinson. The Hebrew Hammer himself, ladies and gentlemen. In seat number 2, coming back to us from a long absence, hasn't seen a movie in 8 weeks, Liam Maxwell. And on the sticks this evening, controlling your show and pretty much doing all the work, paying for all the things, knowing more about movies, Greg Brenz.
Wrong. You're wrong.
I can't hear me. There we go. Wrong.
You're wrong.
I kept your mics off
That has been
intentionally so that I could...
the most incorrect intro of all time.
There's never been anything
Maybe
more
ever.
incorrect. Baseless.
These lies,
You
huge.
like that. Yeah,
Huge
that you have
lies.
too much power to have our mics muted when you know we're going to clap back.
It's not
at
a
your
matter. It's not a matter
incoherent
of
statements.
power. It's a matter of responsibility, and we're going to be talking a lot about
Spider-Man ass.
What's up,
Uncle
guys?
Ben
It's been a
looking
little
head
while.
ass.
We took a little break, right?
I mean, there was a
been
holiday.
I'm back.
It was a holiday, and also Liam was just not here.
I'm back.
It's definitely Liam's
I like to
fault.
leave intermittently so that
Yeah,
the viewers
definitely.
leave wanting more.
Liam's a very emotional guy. He has a lot of swings, you know. Like he'll be in this studio here with us guys, and he will be like the biggest homer. He's just like, "Let's go, like the 4D podcast. I'm so in." And the second he leaves, he's like, "Guys, I don't know if I can make it next week. I got this project. I
mean,
gotta
four
do."
of those 8 weeks were because Jakob had him locked in a shed, just making him watch the Marvels over and over and
You have
over.
no
again.
idea what I deal with. I don't tell you guys a lot.
man.
It's traumatizing.
He was like, "You're going to watch Ghostbusters 2016 until you like it."
But I will say, when I'm here, I am here.
He's so
I am
here.
fully present.
You're very here.
We're so here. We're so here.
Well, we're glad that you guys are joining us online. If you are in the chat group right now,
If you're joining us offline,
How so?
what? How?
All right.
Ear against the door.
Just,
if you are one of our viewers and you're wondering why you can't interact via chat, you have to subscribe to the channel, and then you will be able to join in. And today is going to be a very special day to join in because we got a lot of excitement. You may wonder why the table is covered in little white papers and why there's a table behind the table.
so the explanation for this.
Explain what happened.
Well,
Daniel.
okay, so I was trying to print out little tags for each of the
Hold
movies.
one up. Show the
So,
people.
You know, I got like Peter Pan and Wendy,
Peter Pan.
2023.
Solid.
Right. So I was trying to print them out with logos, and there was an issue with my printers at work, so I had to hastily scribble them down, and hopefully they're legible. I wrote them big. Okay. The table is because Greg thought that his lighting rigs were magnetic, but they're not. So we were scouring the building for something that was magnetic, and it turns out the table legs are magnetic. So it works. It's dumb, but it works.
So we figured out a method in which to rank these movies on a magnetic thing.
Yeah.
Because the initial
we can
plan
just
to
be like,
use
oh,
light stands, apparently none of the light stands were
you
magnetic.
go.
Maybe they're all aluminum, which maybe I should have thought of because they're lightweight.
Yeah, if you didn't know, aluminum, not magnetic.
Yes.
In fact, a lot of metals are not magnetic. Copper, not magnetic. Aluminum, not magnetic. Iron, very magnetic.
Someone skipped his chemistry class.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Anyways, so as you have seen, we are doing a rankings episode today. Super excited for that one.
You like that?
Which means that we need a lot of interaction from you guys in chat. We are going to be giving different categories, and
Mostly telling Liam why his ranking is wrong.
I am
might surprise you.
fully prepared with the fail button.
I might surprise you.
I might surprise you.
Okay.
I'm fully prepared with the fail button to just be annihilating all of Liam's rankings. But we will each individually be doing kind of niche rankings of different topics that I've selected.
He's prepared and has not told us.
And at the end, we will do a collective rankings of all of the movies, and we will just do the all three of us combined. And So this is a big debate. I'll bring it forth to the people and see what they have to say. So we were talking about doing individual rankings because that makes sense, or doing a collective ranking in which I brought up the problem that we're probably not going to agree on anything.
It's about
When do we ever
compromise,
agree
Greg.
on anything?
It's about compromise.
Like Liam's opinions are all going to be squashed.
That's exactly what I was going
That's
to
okay.
say.
You know what?
Majority rules.
You know
and
what?
this is just going
Hey,
to be your guys' ranking.
You know what? That's a risk I'm willing to take.
I'll get my
Poor
time in the
Liam.
sun with the niche
Yes.
rankings. But
You know what? If you want to make your own custom rankings, you can put them on our Instagram, which we don't have.
which we don't have. We'll create one just for this
Yeah,
purpose.
there you go.
All right, so we are going to get started on these rankings. As we bring them up, we'd love for you guys to be sharing in chat what your rankings are. So if you're not subscribed,
Keep in mind the
like and
only eligible
subscribe.
movies. The only eligible movies are the ones we watch. So there are, obviously there are other Disney movies that might fill this category.
Right.
We're sticking. I'll just read them out for you so you
Yeah.
understand the list we're working from. There are
If
11
you want to
movies.
write these down on your phone, go
11
ahead, pull
movies
your phones
and
out.
their live action counterparts.
So it's a total of 22.
Total of 22 movies: Beauty and the Beast, Dumbo, Pinocchio, Peter Pan, Lady and the Tramp, Cinderella, Lion King, The Jungle Book, Aladdin, Little Mermaid, and Mulan. So those are the 11 movies plus the 11 live actions that we're pulling from. So if you were like, but the Black Cauldron had whatever, or Lilo and Stitch, well, I might agree that Lilo and Stitch has the best dad. One that isn't there.
Wow.
Deep, so deep, got real deep.
Damn, son.
But that's not on our list. So
Okay.
you can't pick that one up.
All right. So funny enough that you should mention that as the list. That is our first ranking. So Nathaniel J. Levinson, you will start us off, my friend, and you will be ranking your top five dads from these movies, live action and originals included. And we will get you a time on the counter. We will. Sorry, that didn't make any sense.
On the counter.
We are
Okay.
we are going to
well-
give you some time to do that now.
All right. Well, right off the bat, now I don't think we should take time. I think it should be very much
Gut.
gut instinct. Go with it. Don't overthink it.
Yeah,
All right, so then I'm
All right,
going to
so
turn down the elevator music.
I'm going to
that I
pick
had
my
playing.
top five. So Mulan for sure, Lion King, and Little Mermaid. So those three for sure. Beauty and the Beast, and I got to pick another dad.
What makes a
What makes a
What makes a
dad?
good dad?
what makes a good father?
Supportive.
Aladdin? Like okay,
King
so
of the
Aladdin would be the
Sea,
Sultan.
Lion.
King of the Sea.
The Jungle Book have a dad.
Specifically.
Here's where I'm running into problems. Did Jungle Book have a dad?
His main. Wait, Jungle Book?
Baloo.
Well,
yeah, had
Baloo
a
was a
father
father
figure.
figure.
Well, I guess Bagheera more of a
Nah,
father
I think that's
figure.
where it gets.
Bagheera more of a
no,
father figure.
we're okay. Okay,
We almost have to
let's
set
make it a
up
quick
guidelines
adjustment.
a little
Yeah,
bit,
little
too, you know?
guidelines. We can say parents. Okay, but it can't be from the same movie. So you can't be like, hey, Mulan's mom and her dad, because they were both pretty dope. You got to just be like, it's just, yeah.
I gotta find.
Biological.
I gotta pick a fifth one.
Are there any other parents?
I mean, so
I
I
got
think honestly, I think Cinderella remake had a good dad.
I was gonna. Oh man, that was gonna be my shocker.
Who played the dad in the Cinderella remake? Do we remember?
I don't know. So okay, the one who played the kid was Rob Stark from
Yeah.
from whatchamacallit.
Oh, yeah. From Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. All right, here we go with the rankings, ladies and gentlemen. We have. Oh, I don't even know which one's first. He's kind of doing it out of order.
He's going top up like a or bottom up like a professional.
I don't know if chat. Let us know if you can see that. If you can see it from.
You might need to. Maybe you should zoom in on that camera.
I'm not going to bother doing that.
We don't have the production quality
yeah.
for something like that.
I'm sure they can read it from there. It's just too much of a hassle. We will say it out loud if you can't see it.
All right. Whoop. All right. That's what I'm gonna go with. Okay. So
All right, so he'll tell you.
Fa Mulan, or sorry, not Fa Mulan.
Fazao.
Faju was dad number one. Okay. First of all, great dad.
Fazu.
His daughter didn't fit the mold, and he still loved her for who she was.
That's right.
At the same time, he wasn't like, oh, yeah, you can do whatever you want. I'm just going to coddle my child. He was like, no, you need to be an upstanding child. And, recognizing that, okay, it may not be in the way that is traditional, but that's okay. But also super honorable, super willing to put himself in harm's way for his family, super willing to sacrifice his life for the greater good, very duty bound. Yeah, I think just an upstanding example of what a dad is.
Yeah.
And at the end of the movie, where it's like, oh, here are all these things that bring honor to my family. It's like, I don't care about that. I'm just glad I got my daughter home.
Yeah.
So best dad.
Yeah.
Cinderella 2015. He dies really fast, but I still think he was a great dad.
He doesn't. Well, he doesn't die that fast.
You're right. He
Actually,
sticks around a little bit longer.
he dies, but well, spoiler alert. There's gonna be there's gonna be spoilers in all these movies moving forward. Just FYI. Okay, continue. Sorry.
Spoiler alert for okay. That's 8 years ago.
Also, we're getting a lot of
There's no
feedback from
spoiler
chat that
alerts.
nobody can read these from there, so you're gonna have to say when you point.
Okay.
Thank you, chat.
Mulan 1998 number 1.
Okay.
Cinderella 2015 number 2.
That is the live action, by the
the
way.
live action Cinderella.
So the live
because
action,
in the original you don't see her parents.
right? They're well. You see the stepmom. I don't know if you wanted her to make the rankings or not.
Of worst parent.
Yeah, maybe we'll have a
We're
rating
doing
for
Liam's
that.
best
gonna
dads,
have-
not worst
Liam's gonna
parents.
have
Best
the
parents,
stepmom.
not worst parents.
Liam's gonna have the stepmom.
Well,
Now-
Liam was like, well, she beat her child mercilessly, and that's a plus in my book. Let me
Yeah,
move that
that's
up the list.
that's good. We have different definitions of good, I suppose.
Cinderella 2015, the Kenneth Branagh's remake, very good movie, a lot of fun. And the dad, you see from how the dad lives his life, how he and his wife, how their values get passed on to Cinderella, how their values of being kind and being loving get passed on to Cinderella,
So are you using Cinderella for both? Wait,
no, for dad.
yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, I thought
Cinderella
I thought you
2015.
meant the prince's dad.
Oh no, he's great in the. I was thinking about that for the original. The Princess Dad is great.
Well, the princess dad,
But
is great
in
both of them.
the he's great in both of them. Actually, yeah, the Princess Dad is really good too.
Yeah,
but I'm talking
he's
about
awesome.
Cinderella's dad in this one.
He's kind of mid. There we go. Oh, continue.
We'll let you finish.
Yeah, this
Now,
is your
interesting.
rank-
Can I
this
make
is
an
your
interesting note?
rankings.
Cinderella, it's second, yeah, but
Yes.
that was the last one that you kind of stumbled upon.
Do you think it's no? Okay, so here's my reasoning. Let me give you my reasoning behind that. Okay, so I'm not just ranking them based on how good of a character I think they are. I think all of them are solid, are solid male characters. But I'm also judging how badly did they screw up in the movie, if they did, right? And so Faju arguably says one thing out of line, but that's totally justified. The only reason I'm putting Cinderella, I could rearrange these two. It's
too late.
because Mufasa and Cinderella dad, whose name I don't remember, both really good dads, and Mufasa never really does anything, unreasonable to Mufasa. Beauty and the Beast, I love Maurice. Crazy old Maurice. But he's a good dad, but he is kind of a goofus. And then Triton, I think he's a good dad, but like a little overbearing. So he has to learn his lesson.
I
in that
didn't
one.
make this list, but I should have done top names.
Crazy old Maurice.
That's
up
and
there.
Triton.
So that's my list. I think I would do like this.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah, I think Faju is like, I would aspire to be that kind of dad. The rest of these are, I would look and say, hey, that's a good dad.
All right, so so we have Nathaniel's top list. You want to read it off one more time
All
just
right.
for the people?
Number 1, Mulan, 1998. Number 2, Cinderella, 2015. Number 3, Lion King, 1994. Number 4, Beauty and the Beast, 91. And number 5, Little Mermaid, 89.
So disrespectful.
And number 6,
So disrespectful.
Oh man!
We have to
All
shit
right,
over Greg's.
all right, okay. So why don't we'll save that in your phone or something. Save it down, and then Liam, you are going to get some time now for your rankings, young man.
I know mine.
Oh, you already know yours. I have
Yeah.
a feeling, especially with this one because it's a little niche. It's going to be similar movies, more so just rearranged. So let's give Liam a chance here to rearrange his movies.
no, but I'm professional. You don't have to. You can take them off.
I'm wondering what's the line on that.
It's pretty long.
just take them off. Take it off.
I can hand them over to you. Do you need any different ones? What do you need? Please. You're taking Pinocchio,
Wow.
Okay, controversial.
Shocker.
which is funny because I remember you not liking that movie.
I didn't like the movie. I liked Geppetto.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough.
And I'm gonna go.
All right.
So a little different. I had 3 of the same, in much of the same bracket. Mulan's number 1 for all of the reasons Nathaniel stated. Also, the flower bloom line.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Is like arguably one of my favorite lines of the movies we've seen so far. Really beautiful.
Which one is that?
It's the flower that blooms last, blooms. I don't know the exact
most
quote.
beautiful.
Is the most beautiful. Something like late bloomer, and like obviously,
Yeah.
Mulan had her issues, but and he was super supportive through the whole movie. The ending scene, I think, like as far as fathers that really hit an emotional note with me, I think he's number 1. And I think he's also just a great father. Lion King, spoiler alert, Lion King's my favorite movie. I'm going to have it high on pretty much every ranking. And Mufasa's the GOAT. King Triton. King Triton, definitely tough love.
Pretty sure Mufasa was a lion, but continue.
Definitely tough love from
Yeah.
King Triton at times. You mentioned overbearing. Probably true. But-
It's more like can be perceived as overbearing, but it's kind of like helicopter parent.
Sure.
But his intentions were completely correct.
And I think that's, I have no problem with that type of parenting, I guess. Like, you can tell his heart
We're going to get
isn't
a lot into the mind of Liam.
Yeah, I was gonna say
My
like,
dad
this is just
yelled at me a
dads.
lot when I was younger, and he berated me at times. But he was a good dad, so I related a lot to the story.
Do you have a button that could just make everything black and white?
I just start getting like sad and like I stop talking. Anyway, that's the rest of my list.
Chat says
All
that
right, well,
Liam needs a hug.
explain your 2 new ones, Pinocchio
Okay,
and Aladdin.
Pinocchio and Aladdin. Pinocchio, Geppetto, sacrifice. He went out on the sea
I like that.
to find his little boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
What's
thought
more
about
loving
Pinocchio
than
as well.
sacrifice, than the ultimate sacrifice? Yeah, and he's not biological. Maybe I'll get points taken off for that. Pinocchio is
No, I
a
think that's
wooden
good.
boy. He was not. He
Whoa,
was not,
whoa.
He was not birthed from
Whoa.
Geppetto.
You can't
per
say
se.
that, man.
So I don't know how.
He's a
I mean,
real
okay,
boy.
would he have been birthed from Geppetto?
Did you?
So I don't know. Gray area perhaps.
maybe in
Did
the
you
new
not
one.
see the live action?
Yeah, that's
where
the live action.
He's a real boy because he thinks he's a real boy. He doesn't
that's
actually
right.
have to be a real boy.
Oh, it doesn't matter
He's-
if you're
he's
actually a
part
real boy. It's
motor,
okay. Yeah, he's part boat motor. God, that movie was bad. Oh man.
And Pinocchio doesn't have a mom. And
True.
Geppetto, he does it all. He fills both roles.
Yeah.
You know,
A good single parent.
a good single parent. Really good example.
So we have chat agreeing with your 5th pick here that the dad from Aladdin is just a big goof, and
He is a big goof.
deserves to
Yeah.
be there because he's a goofus.
He's a goofus. How
from
fun.
Aladdin. Thank you, Marco.
He gets goofus points. I'm with you. I also thought about Len because
Yeah.
the Sultan he's very much on Jasmine's side. He's like, hey, Jasmine, I want you to marry someone you love.
Yeah.
The law says you have to do this, and
He
people
changes
are
the
like,
law.
yeah, he did change the law, which was like, okay, why didn't you do that in the beginning of the movie? And okay, it feels like it's kind of like a law of the Medes and the Persians thing, where it's like you're not supposed to just arbitrarily change the law. So it is a little funny at the end. They're just like, well, just change it.
Yeah.
It's like kind of one of the major plot holes in the movie. And they're just like, I'm the Sultan. I can just change the law. It's like, okay, yeah, but you were clearly in favor of Jasmine marrying someone she loves. But it's fine. It doesn't detract from the movie. I don't think.
Nathaniel's shitting on my list. Anyway,
I'm not. Oh no, I'm not. I'm
I
not.
told
I'm just
you
saying.
this is going to happen. This is why
I'm
we
saying,
couldn't.
make it
I'm
on
saying
the
I
list.
agree with you. I think he's a good dad. I'm just saying I think he should have done
I
that
know.
in the beginning of the movie.
character growth, man. That's important.
Yeah.
He's
Wait a minute. I am the Sultan.
He's an absolute goofball,
Big
and
goofus energy.
Big points for humor, and he brought me a lot. And on top of the humor, like we said, he changed the law. He wants Jasmine to marry someone she loves. Supportive. That's kind of the through line of mine. So that's my list. Would you like me to read
Yeah.
it off again?
Yeah. Read it off one
Sure.
more time for the people.
Number 1, Mulan. And these are all from the originals.
Yeah.
Obviously. Number 1, Mulan.
Wow.
Number 2, Lion King. Good God.
Why did we let Greg
Be
produce this
serious.
one?
Hey guys, let's be serious, okay?
This is a
Number
unprofessional.
two.
I actually agree with this list. I don't know why I'm doing this to Leo.
I want to go when Greg
I think
reads
we know
his list
why.
off. I'm gonna go over and just hit the fart button every time he talks. Number 2, Lion King. Number 3, The Little Mermaid. 4, Pinocchio with Geppetto. 5, Aladdin with the Sultan. I'm very content with that list.
Nice. Well done. It's a great list.
My list is better. Chat, whose list is better?
Chat,
Actually,
we
we'll wait
do
for
want to
Greg,
hear
I guess.
from you guys after we present our lists. We will read them off one more time to everybody. Did you take that down? Did you write it down on your phone?
You can remember that.
Write it down on your phone. Remember it, and then we will give all of our lists, and you tell us whose is most accurate to yours. So I will be sharing mine now. So I will need
Start
a little
with
bit
number five.
assistance
Start with
from,
number five.
assistance from.
Yeah, I got you.
So I'm going to mute my mic and yell it to Nathanael so he can dramatically place him up there. Even though you guys can't see him, he's going to do it. So, all right, so Milan's going to be first.
Number 1 or number 5? Let's start with number 5.
Okay. Cinderella original.
Original?
I don't know. The dramatic effect isn't really working.
You have to
All
be
right,
more
so now-
dramatic when you put it up.
Original?
Sorry, no, Dumbo original.
Original. Really?
I said parent,
Yeah. You adjusted you adjusted it.
Then Cinderella live action.
Live action is where? There it is.
Lion King.
Original or live action?
Original.
Yeah.
All right. So I have my list, which is the correct list. If anybody was wondering which one is the correct list, this is it, actually. So the correct list being in 5th place, we have Cinderella, the original. And this is the dad of the prince. Now, why is he so awesome? He's awesome because he is the classic grandfather. Like, he is inspired. Like, we don't really get to see how he is as a parent, right? He's inspired purely due to the fact that he wants grandkids. His son is grown up, and
So much that he's willing to potentially murder his advisor.
he's so. But like, does that? But that kind of makes a good grandfather, you know?
A murderous guy?
He's
murderous.
so happy for his son to finally find somebody.
No,
that-
I agree. It's good.
So I put he's 5th. You know, he's not up there. He's not greatest dads ever, but those values carry him a long way. Now at number 4, I'm shocking a few people.
I'm shocking a few people. We're good.
Yeah,
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh,
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's
Okay,
fine.
so
Can you see it now, viewers?
everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, it's clear." So at number 4, I have
Greg
Dumbo.
can't be
Now
bothered
we
to find the
changed
Zoom
to
function.
parents. We changed to parents here. So Dumbo.
He changed the parents just because he was like, wait, shoot, I have to put Dumbo on there.
No, from what
I
we
see a
know, Dumbo doesn't functionally have a father. He was brought.
He's brought by the stork.
by stork, unless the stork's
So the father,
dad.
yeah.
In which
Dumbo
case,
is the
drunk
stork.
in
stork.
which case, he's a playa, and I'm gonna say no.
Kind of like Triton in the live action Little Mermaid.
But well, for those that actually tuned in for the original Dumbo, it's a super short movie. It's kind of weird. There are only a couple moments worth watching, but one of which it's one of the greatest scenes, honestly, in my opinion, in Disney original classics, is the song "Baby Mine," where the mom sings to Dumbo, and she's locked up like essentially in like a little prison cage, and he's reaching up to the bars, and he can't quite get over and see her. And so she reaches her trunk out and she starts like cradling him and rocking him, even though she can't see him either. And she starts singing to him and he's crying. And it's the sweetest, it's one of the most amazing things. It's just such a great moment in kind of a blah movie. But she wins just for that song. Like, it represents like motherhood to the nth degree of being like self-sacrificial. She doesn't care if she's in a cage. She's still worrying about Dumbo. Super, super amazing. Then we have the live action Cinderella. Now, separately from Nathanael, I'm actually going with the prince's dad in this one again for a separate reason. They give him so much more agency in the
Prince's
live
dad
action
was
one.
good in the live action.
Yeah, in the live action one, his point of view is that, okay, I need you to get married, but you need to get married for the kingdom. Like, you need to basically marry a super rich broad. Like, you got to marry one of them rich girls,
Broad.
so that like
I
you
ain't
can
saying he's a gold digger.
own a bigger kingdom. But he reveals his heart behind the matter, that he goes, I want you to do this because I want you to be safe, and I want the kingdom to actually thrive. He's not just nasty and evil, and he's expressing this to his son, and his son's like, man, Dad, I understand.
He also is
that.
dying of unspecified disease-itis.
He's dying of like vaguely a disease.
Protagonist daditis. Disney daditis. That's literally, he's like, oh, wait. The doctor's like, what's happening? Well,
You're a
he's
father.
a dad in a Disney movie. No, it's terminal.
He's dying from one of the diseases of all time, and
I'll give that to another thing about Mulan is Faju doesn't die.
Yeah, kind of strong throughout.
Yeah.
So anyways, in the live action one, he eventually caves and says, you know what? I want you to do this. I want you to do the whole thing for money. I want you to marry the girl. And when his son finally builds up the courage and says, Dad, I can't. I have to do it for love, and I'm in love with this girl, he's proud of him. And he's like, I'm glad you told me that. Because like I actually
and now I'm dead.
Yeah, and then he dies. And it was kind of just like a cool teaching moment. And
It was
like
good.
I always like
I
those.
agree. I agree with that.
Yeah, and both the father and the son had a good relationship. And I thought that was cool. So and then my top two are the top two of everybody else. We have Lion King, which is, I mean, Mufasa. I mean, the whole circle of life thing, little questionable. The theology behind that. We talked about that in that episode where it's like, are the antelopes really like, hey, it's fair. You can eat William, and then we'll eat the grass after you're dead, and it's
Part of the system. We get
The
it.
system stinks.
We get it.
we'll hang around. So like, yeah, the whole circle of life thing when he's explaining it, I don't get a whole lot
Easy
from that.
for the apex predator to say.
Yeah.
Like hands tied, circle of life. I don't know what to tell you.
I don't make the rules, right?
I don't get a whole lot out of that. But I do.
It is funny that all the animals show up at the coronation. They're like, "Woo, this guy is gonna eat us in the future."
But they're like hyenas eating us. Yuck.
Well, but if we watch the live action, he was
I
a
hate that.
conservationist, right?
Oh my gosh.
It's
He
beautiful.
never overhunted, guys.
It's beautiful.
He just ate exactly. It's like
we're
we're
not
only
gonna
going to
get into
take
live
exactly what
action.
we need. We never have leftovers. Nothing goes to waste. We eat every part of the gazelle.
It's more realistic to the real animal kingdom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, anyways, but I thought that the wisdom he instills upon him, the sacrifice he makes for him, he has a lot of dad moments. The conversation he has with him where he teaches him how to be a king.
Yeah.
Huge moments like that. He definitely, Mufasa deserves the 2 spot. And like all of you said, sweeping the list
Easily.
for all of us.
Easily.
An easy sweep is
Easy first place.
Lee Fazu. The Fazu.
Lee Fazu. What a king.
He's just the man. Like, honestly, like there's not a break. Like, if you could be a dad like him, then good on you. Like he has a tremendous love for his family, despite shortcomings, despite Mulan being a little bit of a klutz and not really fitting into their culture and the things that they do. In a lot of ways, in their culture, bringing dishonor to him, and it still doesn't bother him. And then when kind of serious moment hits, when it's taking away from the whole, hey, we're not doing matchmaking crap anymore. It's not about, like daughter looking nice. This is like people are coming to kill us and somebody needs to step up. Despite being injured, he says, this is my job now. And now I need to be a little bit of a dad here, and I can't just be like the best friends that's encouraging you. I got to put you in your place and say, hey, no, I'm going off to die. And you totally understand it, right? And it's like one of the greatest moments that's seen around the dinner table where he's like, you need to know your place, I need to know mine, because it's intense, and you feel Mulan's pushing up against that and saying, well, you're just gonna die. Clearly, you can't even walk, and you feel him going, well, it doesn't matter. I have to protect my family. Like, if somebody's gonna die, it's obviously gonna be me.
Yeah. He's like, yeah,
amazing.
I know I'm gonna die, but it's my duty to do that.
Yeah.
Which I feel like, we miss a lot in more modern movies where people are like, no one needs to, we have to save these lives under any circumstances. Like, well, sometimes you have to trade. You have to make a sacrifice. And it's noble to do that. Now, obviously, you don't want to say, well, well, that was dumb. Like when they're like, oh, they sacrificed themselves and then it didn't work. And you're like, oh, well, bummer, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he's a clear one for me. We're getting a lot of so chat is agreeing that they're finding sympathy with the carnivorous Mufasa. So we're happy, chat, that you are also.
I feel like a lot
carnivores.
of our chat also eats the antelope. So
We're also getting some messages that I can't even read. Well, I shouldn't say I can't
Should I
even
want me
read.
to pull up chat?
I can't read normal ones. So if you're not being legible with your text, your writing,
We got no shot.
yeah, we are not going to be
let me
addressing.
pull
Yeah,
up- let me
because
pull up chat.
we got me
pull
behind
up chat.
the sticks today,
And it's not your guys' fault.
We have
if you know what I mean.
Dados from Dad of War, and I don't know what that means.
That's all he said?
That's-
Dados?
It says Dados from Dad of War, and underneath it says boy in.
So he's saying the best Disney
quotations.
dad ever is Dados from God of War. Which we must have
What
missed
does
that one. We must have missed that one.
What is that? What does this mean?
We forgot to
Anyways,
do the
we're not
God
going
of
to
War
spend a whole lot of
series.
time on that. We're getting back to it.
I'd be curious to know if this is going to be the last category that we all agree on.
I venture to say it is. 'cause-
He's saying Dados instead of Kratos from God of War.
okay.
Because Kratos becomes a dad in the new one. Also, Liam, you're toyist. Apparently.
Toyist.
I don't know how. Marco
Define
says
it.
you're toyist.
Define it for me, Marco.
Yeah, Marco, what do you mean by toyist? And Ungelskog is saying as an obligate carnivore.
Oh, because I
meaning-
said the Geppetto thing.
Meaning an obligate carnivore means they have to eat meat,
Oh, okay.
like a cat.
Okay, so that was the first set of lists. Guys, tell us who you agree with the most. So, Liam, why don't you rail off your list?
Yep. So I got number 1, Mulan, just like everybody else. I got 2, Lion King with Mufasa.
Yep.
I got 3, Little Mermaid with King Triton.
King Triton, what a
I got 4, Pinocchio with Geppetto.
Pinocchio.
And I got 5, The Sultan from Aladdin.
He's kind of cool. He was questionable for me. All right, Nathaniel,
that's fine. We
read
have
the
different
people yours.
opinions.
I got
So-
number 1, Mulan. Number 2, Cinderella live action. Number 3, and honestly, I could switch Lion King to number 2, but Cinderella had not one but 2 good dads.
Yeah, this is
That
true.
kind of bumped it up
this
for me.
is true. This is true.
Then Lion King, Beauty and the Beast, Little Mermaid.
All right. So, and for me, I had Mulan as number 1, Lion King as number 2, Cinderella live action, The Princess Dad as number.
Marcus is saying Liam won.
Marco is saying.
Marco, is Jakob in your house right now?
You're wrong.
Is someone holding a gun to your head?
I might clean sweep.
And then I had Dumbo's mom as 4, and then Cinderella live action as 5. So those are the dads of Disney.
Dads of Disney.
ranked.
Hooray!
Let's give it up for dads, guys.
Give it up for dads,
Give it up for
guys.
dads,
Give it up for
guys.
dads.
Give it up for strong
Dads
father
and
figures.
a single mom.
Was Greg
Thanks,
the only
Greg.
one that picked a mother?
Yeah. Well, to be
We're
fair,
just going to take a minute for all the parents out
to
there.
be fair,
right now.
Little
If you're a
Mermaid,
parent-
no mom. Aladdin, no mom. Jungle Book, no mom. Lion King had Nala.
Peter Pan had a irrelevant.
Cinderella, stepmom.
parents
Peter
who
Pan,
sucked.
Pinocchio, no mom.
If you wanted
So-
to get super deep into it, you could say that Wendy was in fact the mom.
the mom
Oh,
figure,
God,
yeah.
she can go
Arguably, yes.
last.
Yeah.
She'll go last. then.
only
Still
from
wouldn't
the
make my
original,
list.
though.
Still wouldn't make my list.
Absolutely
though.
not.
All right, guys.
Certainly not Peter Pan.
All right, Greg's next category.
All right,
Hottest
here it is.
chicks.
Hold on. Let me guess.
Hottest chicks.
Yeah.
We're not to that one yet.
Best replacement for Emma Watson in Beauty and the Beast.
Oh my God.
Top 5.
Top 5.
top 20.
All right, guys. Don't get ahead of yourselves. Oh my gosh.
I'm okay.
He's
Daniel's
dying.
dying. He's literally dying. All right, so our next list is. I wish I had a drum roll. Top 5. Okay, no, that just sounds like nothing. Like it's too much. Nope. Stop. Please stop. All right, top 5. Top 5 music in movies.
Love it. I would like to go first.
Liam
All right,
is
let me
going
go
to
first.
start us off
All right, tell me
with
what
his
you
top
need.
5. Start at 5. Don't put them up there
Just
until
tell me
you're
what
ready
movies.
for it.
Just tell me what movies you need.
like
Here,
it-
mute him for a second.
Yeah, I'll
Now, hold on.
Would you want to?
I would like to make a clarification.
Okay.
When we say music,
Yes.
could that be like the background score?
Okay.
Yeah. Are you going to either or do you want to do score versus actual songs?
Good clarification. So this is going to be the entirety of the collective music. So
And then best individual song would be a different category.
correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So this is just overall musical experience, background, and
Yes.
Okay.
What movie had the best music? Rank your top 5. I'm going to give
Marco,
you.
you say Liam won because Lion King at number 1 is the only correct answer, but all of us put Mulan first, so you're clearly wrong.
He's saying Lion King number 1 for music. Okay.
Oh, for music, okay.
All right. So
right,
I'm going to put you guys
yeah,
on mute, and
mute
Liam is going to talk, and we will give you guys some elevator music for a little bit here.
Am I good?
All right.
Yeah, you idiot.
You guys are
Okay.
ready. So now we've got Liam's top.
So, spoiler alert, it's not going to be any of the older Disney movies because they just never resonated with me musical wise. They also didn't really have like distinct songs for the most part. And if they were like what 20-second little like bits, like Baby Mine and Dumbo.
not to mention like you didn't watch some of them.
And I also didn't watch any of them. So you'll notice I have a similar.
Was it published before 1990? I don't want to watch it.
I don't like movies before 1950. We're lucky none of these were in black and white because I definitely wouldn't have watched them in that case.
I'm just going to start deliberately picking black and white movies just so I can bug you.
I'll be out of town those weeks
Permanently.
Okay. So yeah, they all range from what 89 to 98, which was Disney's sweet spot.
Yeah.
Remember, the
Golden
audience
Age, the Golden
can't
Age.
quite make legible what you have.
Sure,
Sure,
Start from
well,
5.
if you would take
write it
5
down.
seconds, stand up and adjust that camera.
Okay, if I adjust the camera, then I have to zoom it back to get all of
Next
you guys.
time.
Yeah, well, no.
Just
No,
fine.
no.
Fine.
Not gonna happen.
Fine.
Stealing my thunder.
Jakob wouldn't spring for a 4th camera,
Stealing my
so
thunder. Okay, we'll go bottom up. Number 5, Beauty and the Beast.
At 5.
I would be, at 5. At
5.
I was actually just going to say I'd be surprised if this wasn't on all of our lists.
Go jump in the trash can right now.
So you're saying it's too low?
Yeah, it's too low.
Okay.
but Greg is like wants to marry Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, Greg loves
Just the movie,
Emma
not,
Watson.
not,
Movie.
not
No,
any
no,
of the
no.
characters.
I didn't say the characters.
Greg
It's the
loves
movie.
Emma Watson. Greg actually literally loves the animated version of Belle.
Yeah.
And it's a bit,
And the
it's
Beast.
getting a bit weird.
Okay.
He talks about it all
Again.
the time.
Beast is kind of hot though.
So yeah, Beauty and the Beast obviously deserves a place on this list. Some of them might argue it's too low, but I think it speaks for itself. Be Our Guest, Beauty and the Beast. The title song is gorgeous. So yeah, it needs to be on the list. I have it at 5. I had a little bit of an internal conflict between that and Mulan. Mulan is kind of the reason I asked that clarifying question because I thought the score of this movie was breathtaking.
Of the original Mulan?
The original Mulan.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like it was like it was cinematic, like masterpiece. Like I would like to look back. I don't know if this is true, but like that's like Oscar worthy nomination score. Like it really was like it blew me away. And I'm sure like the guy who did it or the girl who did it probably went on to do a lot of other great things because you could tell they were talented.
Marco's lambasting you. So
Why? Because I have Beauty and the Beast 5. So 3 is Aladdin,
Hey.
which again,
We've got some in chat saying Aladdin up at 2. And
yes,
honestly,
but
it's up
Rebecca's
at-
also cheating
yeah,
because
it's number-
Tarzan is not on the list.
Tarzan's not
okay,
on our list.
I'm glad someone said that
Would
because
agree with
Tarzan.
that's definitely up
yes.
there. For
Tarzan
music,
is 2.
That's
We
easily
will,
one or
we
two.
will all take a minute to appreciate. So I watched the animated Tarzan
Oh, my
just
goodness.
a few days ago.
It's so good. The music is so good.
That movie is incredible.
It's incredible.
Like-
it might be my favorite Disney movie ever.
yeah. It
Thankfully, there's
is-
no live action version that had to tarnish it. I mean,
Not
I
yet.
think there are live action Tarzans, but Disney didn't do a live action Tarzan.
Not yet.
And just to remind chat and the audience, we are doing the 11 Disney movies that have had live action remakes, and we are
From
ranking-
Disney.
Yeah,
From
from
Disney.
Disney. And so we haven't gotten to Tarzan yet because thank God they have not made a live action remake. But yes, we all agree. I think if Tarzan was there,
Phil Collins
it might take the cake. Honestly,
Phil Collins just went whole
one or
hog
two.
and
Phil
just made an
Collins,
absolutely
man.
sensational. I think if you take that out of that movie is mid at best.
Probably. Whenever I think about that movie, my heart gets warm because I imagine Phil Collins singing to me.
Or Kala.
The mom.
Yeah.
The ape
Why
mom.
did everybody leave
This
me?
mom.
This mom
is an ape.
She's the one that's like, "Come stop your crying."
Yeah. No, I know
Oh
what
my
you're talking about. I know
goodness!
what you're
Yeah,
talking
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Liam's gonna start crying.
All right.
Okay.
All right, his.
Aladdin. I would be remiss if I didn't mention that a large reason for that being on the list and high on the list is the great Robin Williams.
Rob.
May he rest in
Bob.
peace.
Bobber.
Arguably one of my favorite actors ever.
Big Rob.
Very like musically talented as well. There's a through line there in a lot of his movies.
Bill.
Just so disrespectful.
That's his last name.
So disrespectful.
Bob Williams.
Come on, dude. He died. Show some respect.
Everybody's
Great.
gonna
Like,
die.
great.
Doesn't mean you can't make fun of their names.
Friend of mine. What is it? Friend of mine.
Never had a friend like me. Friend like me.
Friend
I
like
think
me.
you should call it
Friend like me. Is awesome, hilarious. Will Smith doesn't do a bad job of it.
He actually
in
really
the
doesn't.
live
Yeah, he
action.
really doesn't.
It's all right. It's all right.
But
not bad.
A Whole New World is one of the most iconic Disney songs ever too. So that movie's just littered with gems. 2, I got Little Mermaid, who I would argue
Yeah, this is that's high.
That one might be
dude.
controversial.
Is it high?
I don't know if it's controversial,
Wow.
but it's definitely. I think it might be higher than. We'll see. We'll see.
I
do
think
agree
it's
with
got
you.
great
I agree with you.
depth. I think it's got great depth.
Yeah, it's got a good like 1 through 3.
It's got a great 1 through 3. Ursula's song is probably not in my top 3, and I think Ursula's has a really good villain song in that.
She does.
But that was also a reason why I didn't hate the live action. Is because all the songs are still there and they didn't like butcher them, and I actually didn't mind some of the new songs they added. But the live action's not up here. But the original deserves a spot, and that brings me to number 1, which you'll see there's a clear gap. And I'm actually going to move these down a little bit because without question, The Lion King is number 1, as Marco spoiled in the chat. Circle of Life, Hakuna Matata, like
It's not Kakuna Matata.
It's
I said
No, that's the
Hakuna
Pokemon.
I said. Don't scratch your beard passive aggressively at me as you correct my words.
Matata.
I said
Hakuna
Hakuna.
Matata.
I
Hakuna
coughed.
Matata, I choose you.
I
literally
coughed.
Kakuna.
I coughed while I said it. Unbelievable. I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna be very quiet and respectful during your guys' list, by the way, and I hope you guys feel bad about that. Lion King,
Yeah.
it's just in another tier.
I agree. It's good.
It's just different. It's different. So yeah, I'll read them off again. Lion King number 1. I mean, I would really be shocked if Lion King's not number 1 for either of you guys. 2, Little Mermaid. 3, Aladdin. 4, Mulan, driven by the score more so than the individual songs, and then 5, Beauty and the Beast.
Nice. All right, chat. What do you guys think about Liam's rankings? We have a ranking from chat. We have we're gonna axe the first one, and they have Tarzan. Although we might agree that would be up there.
Would definitely be up there.
That wasn't one of the ones we're ranking. So they got Tarzan. They have Aladdin as 2. They have Mulan as 3. Little Mermaid is 4, and Beauty and the Beast coming in at 5. So similar. They have Beauty and the
pretty
Beast
similar.
in the
So
same spot.
I won.
But
I
you
won
have
there.
Little Mermaid higher than Mulan and Aladdin.
All right, Greg, what movies would you need me to swap out here? How many movies would you need me to swap out?
I am thinking there just needs to be one added movie, and I am having
have
a
6.
tough time.
You can't have
Give me
6.
a second here. Give me.
You're not allowed to have 6.
All right.
Yeah,
We're
you said
gonna hit you. We're
replacement?
gonna hit you with that elevator music, and just give me a second to think here. All right, so big time shockers coming up, everybody. Not really, honestly. Okay, guys. Honestly, there are stop. There are realistically 6 of the movies we had that are even in the competition for these top 5. So mainly we're talking about order.
Obviously, we're talking about Aladdin 2019, the
Peter Pan and
the
Wendy.
very first song that made us want to stop watching the movie.
I won't be. I won't be silent. It's probably my favorite song.
Speechless as she says nothing.
Yeah. Okay. So, all right. So my list, starting with number 5, I have The Little Mermaid. Okay. So this one was very, very close with Aladdin for me, guys. But I'm with Liam in the depth, meaning that I think Under the Sea, Part of Your World, and Kiss the Girl are all 3 kind of S-tier Disney songs. Like, you could sing along and jam out to all 3 of those. And I think they are stronger than a lot of other movies' top 3. I don't think it has a particularly good score. I don't think that the music, that's not sing song is very rememberable. I think it's just kind of blah. But those top 3 songs really carried it. I think a little above Aladdin, although Aladdin, it's neck and neck for me. Mulan takes the cake for 4 for me. Again, its top songs are very singable as well. Be a Man and
It's not the name of the song, but
it's Be a Man.
I'll make a man out of you.
Make a man out of you. Okay. Again, we're all botching the names of these songs. That should be a. And then Matchmaker, whatever that song is really funny. It's good. And then you have her Reflection, whatever, amazing song. But you also have a lot of the score being awesome. That's carrying it through. Like the music for the Huns in itself is super haunting. So we have that coming in at 4. And at 3, we have The Jungle Book. I know this caught a lot of people off guard. And
it did catch me off guard. I'm looking, I'm like, he's putting Jungle Book up there.
Dude,
you also listen to it all the time.
Yeah, it's so good. Okay, so King Louis' song, "Be Like You," or like it's so. As soon as that
it's
song
Louis Prima.
starts,
He's him.
It just gets me. It gets me going, man. It's so good. And then Bare Necessities is awesome. And I would even venture to say, and this is I forgot about this until I watched it this last time. No, well that's funny too. But her song at the end. And I will go to fetch some water till the day that
yes,
I am
the song
grown.
about being a
Oh
woman in the
my
home.
gosh.
Classic Greg. Classic. The male gaze strikes again, guys.
That song.
It's
you
not.
love that
It's
song.
The male
cute.
gaze strikes again.
It's cute because she's singing it and she knows. Oh come on, you guys suck.
Misogynist Greg.
I wish I had the Jakob. You guys suck
You guys
on
suck.
soundbite.
You don't have that one?
Well,
How do you not have that?
No,
you made that.
I know I made it. It's probably
both
somewhere.
Good luck being.
Good luck not being girls.
I'm gonna find it and just play it every time you guys have a bad take. Okay, so that took my 3. I know that's a little higher than most, but those 2 songs alone, Bare Necessities and Be Like You, incredible songs. S tier for me. Big time like singing those songs. So awesome. Then we have Beauty and the Beast. I know that you guys know that I'm high on this. I came very close. I just didn't want to get decapitated. Putting it above Lion King. I really love the songs in this movie. My favorite song in this movie is something there that wasn't there before, which isn't really even talked about. That it's a kind of short song that happens in the middle, but it's when he and her are finally starting to realize that they like each other. And it just plays such a big part in the movie. But also, Gaston's song is extremely singable, very witty. It's great. Almost the best villain song, except Be Prepared, which everybody knows that Liam loves.
Not a fan. Not a fan.
We have chat reinforcing
he's just
that
wrong.
I Want to Be Like You is a bop.
True.
And I totally agree. Thank you, Marco.
Yeah, no, definitely.
So I have Beauty and the Beast high, but Lion King takes the cake. Again, Hans Zimmer doing the score. It's not really fair. It's just incredible. You could have had none of the songs, and it might have still been up there, just because the music, the score, the undergirding.
Undergirding.
That's a word.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was Liam, you child.
Undergirding.
Yeah.
No way.
The music that plays in the
You serious?
background, the music that plays in the background while things are happening, is incredible. It's Hans Zimmer just being Hans Zimmer, and then obviously all the songs, including "Be Prepared," which Liam loves. Awesome. So that is my top 5. I'll read it to you one more time. We have Lion King coming at number 1. We have Beauty and the Beast coming at number 2. Jungle Book at number 3. Mulan, and then The Little Mermaid. All of these are the originals, by the way. Wouldn't even think to do the live action. That will be when the show
I'm
breaks.
the king of the swingers. Oh, wow.
I gotta have more cowbell.
We got him, Artie.
All right. All right. So now we're gonna give Nathanael a quick second to do his.
I already
rankings.
know. So I have the
Okay,
exact
all right, we're
same
not gonna
5 as
give
Liam, but it's slightly different order. So I'm going to make.
You just swap that.
It's going to be controversial. It's going to be controversial. Okay, so.
Oh no, he's not doing that.
We have a shout out to Evermore and the live action Beauty and the Beast. I actually agree. I think that was one of the few saving graces of that movie. Is I thought that Evermore was a good song. Didn't really necessarily feel like it fit with the movie moment, but the song itself, pretty excellent.
Yeah, Emma Watson crushed that.
All right, here's my controversial hot take.
Wow.
So,
Oh no, that wasn't to you. That was to him saying Emma Watson crushed it. Sorry, continue.
so here's my hot take. All right, so number 5, Beauty and the Beast.
Okay.
Number 2, Little Mermaid. Number 3, Aladdin. Now here's my controversial hot take. Number 2, Lion King.
Oh,
number 1
that is
Mulan.
controversial.
Now,
Controversy.
let me preface this by saying, you picking Lion King as number 1, I don't disagree with you. I think it's perfectly reasonable to pick that as number 1. But
Yeah.
for me personally, I love the Lion King soundtrack. I love the Lion King songs.
Yeah.
But when we were watching Mulan just then,
yeah.
and when she makes that decision, like first of all the music I think is incredible. I think the leitmotif of both the Han Army and the Imperial Army,
Very true. Yeah.
the songs are great. But man, when it makes that transition, when she decides to, it
Yes.
starts doing that
know exactly what
traditional
you're talking
drums, and then just brings in like the synth stuff. I almost cried.
Yeah.
I was just
Yeah,
like,
totally.
it's incredible. The music in Mulan moved me more than the music in Lion King did. Even though I really, really, really love the Lion Music King. Like all 4 of these, I really love the music, all of them. But this one was like the one that moved me emotionally. So that's why I got to put that one at number 1.
No, I actually agree. And it's funny. We both looked at each other at that point.
Marco, you know what?
I was waiting till you saw that.
You're wrong,
So Greg
and you
wins
suck.
this round. It's me. It's Greg Prince, baby.
Wait, why do you say you win this round?
Said, Marco said Gerg wins, Liam second, Nathaniel's disqualified. Well, that's not how you spell my name, so I'm still in the running.
He still spells my name Gerg. Come on, man. No, I actually to speak about what your rankings there. I actually, when we were watching Mulan together and that moment happened, we both looked at each other and we were like, it's kind of like when the traditional music that you've been hearing change, and it sounds more like 80s/90s, like kind of get you pumped up music. It's got the synth coming in, and we're like, it's almost the point in the movie that it changes from traditional views to her saying, I'm going to take a very
Yeah, I'm
contemporary
gonna-
view here.
I'm going to
and-
break away from
Yes.
tradition because I have to save my dad.
And it was, it's incredible.
It's such a powerful
you make
moment
a-
for me.
Make
and
a good
then
argument.
again, I think Lion King is incredible.
Yeah.
And I would not argue with you guys putting it first.
Right.
But for me, Mulan edges it out.
I don't disagree with your comment on moving. I would probably say Mulan's music moved me more than the Lion King's. Lion King's more fun, a lot
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah.
So I get it. I get it.
Yeah, and I mean, it could be because we all kind of had this, at least for the father
Marco,
figures.
what is it like living every day just being so wrong?
Good luck not being
Good
girl.
luck not being girls. It will suck.
So we all did have Lee Fazu as the best dad.
Yeah.
And I wonder if music being attached to characters like they have in Mulan maybe drags it a little higher.
Yeah.
Because I mean, the characters in Lion King are
I'll
great.
I'll say this. I notice the background music in Mulan a lot more than I do. Like Lion King, I
Yes.
do notice it. None of these other ones, I really notice it that much.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
I notice the songs.
Yeah.
Aladdin has the occasional dun, 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 right? Occasionally. Little Mermaid and Beauty and the Beast, I can't think of any of the actual like background music. I can only think of the songs.
Yeah, no.
Both Lion King and Mulan, I can think of background like actual score music.
Yeah.
But Mulan, I can think of like every single musical moment in the entire movie.
Yeah. No, that's a good point.
Yeah,
That's a good point.
So for me, Mulan's number 1, but I can totally see the argument for Lion King being number 1 because again, Lion King is incredible.
yeah.
So
All right, so
Okay.
the rankings are in for songs. We already have Marco's take on who he thought won the song
Well,
round.
Marco's an idiot, so-
let us know what your thoughts are and throw your rankings in the chat. And we are going to move on to our next ranking. All right, guys, we're going to touch a lot of ones we haven't touched yet, guys. I can guarantee you on this
goodness
one.
gracious.
So we are going to do top 5 worst movies.
so bottom 5 movies.
Bottom
so number
five.
1
movies.
Number
is
one
the
is
worst.
the worst, and it progressively gets better. So if there was a 22nd,
All right,
it would be your favorite
I
movie.
think it's your turn to start.
Oh, is it my turn to start?
Yep.
Gosh. Okay. I'm gonna need a little bit of time here, so I'm gonna hit you guys with that music, and I am going to look over these. All right. Guys,
I'm shocked that they're all live action.
I know that chat was like, "Is this include live action?" I'm like, "Yeah, both." And I'm like, "But really, just live
Yeah,
action."
let's be honest. Even the
Let's be
worst
real.
animated ones were better than the worst live action
Yes.
ones.
Speak for yourself.
I knew
Liam's
it.
takes is about to be like
I knew it.
atomic hot.
I knew it.
This is about to be
There's
spicy.
no way.
We're about to have to exile Liam.
There's no
like,
way
banish him to the Shadow Realm.
one of the,
for sure.
the animated one makes it into the
For
bottom
sure. For sure.
five. There's no way.
I could see him putting Pinocchio or Dumbo down there.
Okay. Anyways. Okay. So,
You want me to run him down?
yeah. So at fifth. So this would be my fifth worst. So the least bad, the least bad
worst.
one. We have Lady and the Tramp, or Lazy and the Damp. If you really wanted to go by our thumbnails, this movie was just a rough viewing
boring.
experience. So Nathaniel and I watched this movie. It was like a hot tub movie night, and and we got through an hour of it. This is a 2-hour movie, and we looked at each other. We're like, "It's got to be close to over, right?" That's exactly what we
half
said.
done. We were like,
We
"Oh my
paused the
God."
movie, and we looked, and it was like an hour left, and we both just winced. It was it was one of the most bland movies. Like, you could tell, you're like, I'm not even sure a kid would be interested in this. Like, it was very close to being like, I think a kid would be laughing at these moments, but also the characters are just useless. There's no really music of any kind. It's just it's a lazy movie. The original's not incredible either, and so it's tough. But okay, so that takes the cake as the fifth worst. Then we have Pinot Grigio coming in at fourth the worst.
You'll notice all of these came out in the last 4 years.
I mean,
track record.
yeah. Like, we have 1990.
Oh, so many of these came out in 2019.
2019.
New Aladdin was 2019. Dumbo, Lady and the Tramp,
Yeah.
and there was one other one, and Lion King. Were all 2019. Like, what the heck?
2019 was just a
shitting them
bad
out.
year.
So 2019 was a really bad year for Disney.
We have confirmation.
That can't be
from
right for
chat.
Lion King.
We have confirmation from
I mean,
chat.
didn't they
that,
make a lot of money though?
$1 billion.
We have confirmation from chat that the worst animated movies are still better than all the live action. So
True.
Liam,
You're wrong.
You're about to
You're
make some
wrong.
enemies.
I'm not gonna have any friends
Okay.
on this one.
Okay, so we have Pinocchio as fourth to worst. This movie is visually haunting to look at. It is just ugly to look at. Pinocchio himself just looks like a sticker, and he turns into a motor at one point in the movie. This is a real thing, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't seen it, at one point he literally turns into a boat motor, and then Tom Hanks at that Tom Cruise comes in.
Tom
he's
Cruise
like,
busts in is like Mission Impossible. Dun,
On
dun,
the motor.
dun,
He's
dun.
like super zany out of nowhere. He's like, guys, I've got an idea for the movie. No, Tom Hanks.
Turns out the Green Fairy was a Scientologist.
Tom Hanks comes in and pretty much is like, hey, you don't need to be real. You can turn into a motor. That's pretty cool. It is. There's a disabled person for no reason in that movie, just to be like, hey, I'm a disabled person. I'm useless, and then they walk away. It is just a bad movie.
It's pretty bad.
Dumbo, it's like. So Nathaniel obviously has a ton to say about Dumbo. If you want to go back and watch our Dumbo episode, go back and watch it. It is brutal.
I might have lost it a little bit.
Yeah, honestly, there are so many moments that me and Liam were just looking at each other and like, dude, this guy's.
Oh, that
stop.
was the one.
That was the
one. Rant.
That was the
Yeah,
rant for
I
a
get
very long
rant.
time.
I had a lot to say.
The rant.
But the live action one, in all, to back up Nathaniel, it was hard to watch. I watched it in 3 settings. That's how long I had to stop it and start it again. The story goes nowhere. The characters serve no purpose. Based off of an original that could have been done in a very lighthearted way, it was silly. Like, it was just a silly movie. Terrible. I can't imagine even a kid liking that movie. We've got live action Mulan coming in, the second worst movie that I had to watch. This movie just functionally makes zero sense. Like, it makes counter sense. This is the most recent one we talked about. This was 4 weeks ago. Man, that was a long time ago. The movie introduces you into a world where people have superpowers, and they still, for whatever reason, have prejudices against women being in the army.
Not because
makes
they're like,
no
oh, they're
sense.
dangerous because of their superpowers, but literally because of like, hey, men and women have superpowers. Women aren't allowed to use their superpowers.
Yeah, it makes no sense when you're thinking about people creating a country and trying to defend it, because of course they would have it changes everything about the movie. The father going, "Hey, I've got to go and die to protect my daughter." If you knew your daughter had superpowers, that would change. You'd be like, "Yeah, you go
It
save
changes
me.
the
My leg
calculus
hurts."
somewhat. It changes the calculus
Yes.
somewhat.
So it made no sense. The bad character was also a woman that had superpowers and was stronger than everybody else. And so you're like, why does this world hate women if they're all
and also,
powerful?
she's superpowered.
Makes no
and
sense.
We talked about this a lot.
Yeah.
But she's superpowered. And it's been shown that she can handle an entire battalion of soldiers.
Yes.
And she's still working for this guy who hates her. And
Yeah,
like,
she's working for this douchebag. and-
why? Because I'll make a country where you won't be hated except by me.
The movie, and it doesn't have any saving grace to the
No,
music,
it's just
which
not-
is something that I would plug in for, like The Little Mermaid saves itself because I mean that movie is
bad,
days long. Like the movie is two and a half hours long.
never ended.
It was just a rough experience, but the music was excellent, so
Yeah.
it saved itself. Mulan, zero music. It is an awful viewing experience.
Well, I'll talk about it when I
Yeah.
rank.
And
What you might expect. This
coming
was
in,
definitely making
coming
my
in
list.
at that 5 of 5, the worst of the worst. And I think I might get some agreements here. We have the live action Peter Pan and Wendy. This movie, it wasn't
doo-doo.
just bad. It was actually like I wouldn't let my kids watch it because it actually has like a negative message in that, like in like the ultimate. And I'm trying to do this as not as like a really irritated person, but it's really impossible to watch the movie and not get that way. But it shits on motherhood big time, and it's just like, don't do this. Not and I'll preface, it's not saying don't force motherhood on people. That is wrong. We all agree that is not a good thing. It is saying there is like more
Something
fulfillment
inherent, there's something inherently negative about being a mother.
and there's more fulfillment in seeking your own
Happiness.
your own happiness and being alone and dying as a writer on the couch alone. It is
Oh, God, it's
terrible,
nauseating.
and it's just exhausting with all of the female characters just kicking all the boy characters' butts. Where you're like, I would say it before a girl entered the scene. I'm like, this girl's going to enter the scene and just kill all of them with very little effort, and it's exactly what happens. And
So
all the boys are
brutal.
doofuses, and all the girls are smart. And you're like, and yet none of them are like they're all just trashing mothers. And I'm like, this is just how were you born? How are you here? All of you had mothers, you silly people. So. That is the one movie that I wouldn't even like let my kids watch. Like that is just a bad movie. So that is my top 5 worst movies. I'll rail it off for you one more time. So 5th to worst, we have Lady and the Tramp live action. 4th to worst, we have Pinot Grigio live action, Pinocchio. 3rd to worst, we have Dumbo live action. 2nd to worst, sorry, I'm doing this invertedly and dyslexically. 2nd to worst, we have live action Mulan, and the worst of the worst is Peter Pan and Wendy. What a dumpster fire!
What a dumpster fire.
We have a submission from chat, so we have the worst of the worst. I believe this is the order.
Yes. Number 1, Lion King. So backwards
so
would be.
So the worst is Lion King. Second worst is Mulan. Then Peter Pan. Then Dumbo. Then Beauty and the Beast. All
I can
live
get
action.
behind that.
That is a solid list.
I can get behind
and
that
I will
list.
only say that the Lion King didn't make this bottom 5 purely because it was just a little more neutral than Lady and the Tramp, but it was right there. It was right there being that useless
Yeah.
because all
So-
of the songs were butchered.
So here's my one adjustment to the movies on Greg's list. So I
there
think
it
I
is.
think Lion King 2019. So Lady and the Tramp was just like the most boring ass movie.
Oh, so this is in the same order too?
No, not in the same order.
Okay.
So here's okay. So let me.
So we're going to give it a second right here.
Yeah,
Let
no, I
Nathaniel-
got it.
Okay,
You don't need it. Okay, so number five is going to be Lion King 2019.
Okay. All right.
So Lion King 2019 was just the ugliest movie. And so one of the reasons that I don't think this is necessarily a worse movie than Lady and the Tramp, but because it's so far. So I'm also taking into account the distance from the original.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to.
The original Lady and the Tramp is like fine,
Right.
And then the live action was just incredibly boring. So, but the distance between them is very much gulfed by live action Lion King, joyful, fun, full of vigor. Or original Lion King, live action Lion King, dull, boring, no emotion.
Dark.
My father is dead.
Grim.
Wah. Yeah, dark. Not
Yeah.
in the sense of
Darkly
oh my gosh,
lit.
that's so brutal. Like no, dark in the sense of I couldn't see a damn thing. Right,
Visually.
Ominous.
visually dark. It's just bad, and then be prepared. Spoken word, kill me. No, stop. Just fall off a cliff. I also hated Timon and Pumbaa. I know I'm not 100%. I'm not 100% backed up on that, but I hated Timon and Pumbaa.
Yeah,
I
I
thought they were
mean, they
awful.
obviously weren't as good as the original.
Voice acting was
I-
atrocious.
Yeah, voice acting was terrible.
Just all around terrible movie. The only thing about this movie that's saving grace is if you take like the wide shots, it looks like a nice safari movie. That's the only saving grace of this movie.
Chat's also saying that it was also a shot-for-shot remake.
Yeah, shot for shot, motion butcher. Yeah, 100% with you. Number 2, Pinocchio. That movie was dumb as shit.
That was
Like come on, man.
That one
was so
the
stupid.
only reason it was higher on both you and my lists is because like I kind of want people to watch it to be like, how the hell did that movie get made?
Somebody tell me what was the point of disabled colored colored females characters?
There was no
What
point.
was her point?
There was no
What
point.
was her point?
When I said
She
that
just
earlier,
popped up at
She
the end.
literally was like, "Hello, I'm here to fulfill a checklist."
no, like seriously, and I'm gonna say this, and chat, you're not gonna believe me if you haven't seen this movie. This character, like
She's
Okay,
disabled,
yeah,
a disabled colored girl.
no, she's
literally checking every single. The only
no.
box. If she was also a lesbian, she would have checked every single box.
She existed to be that person, but she comes back to Pinocchio later in the movie to tell him, "Hey, you should give up on your dad and join me in the circus." And then Pinocchio's like, "You know what? I don't think I'm going to do that." And then she looks at him and she's like, "You know what? That's a good answer." And she
I was
leaves.
testing you.
And like, who
That
the
was a
hell
test.
is
That was
this
a test. You
person?
passed.
What?
It's like,
It made no sense.
hey Jimmy, do they rock or suck? They have not started playing. That was a test, Jimmy. You passed. Like,
It seriously was like, it's as if she really didn't want that to happen, and then she just goes, yeah, it was a test. That was a great answer.
And also,
Like,
they
what the
imply
hell are you
that
doing?
there are like other people in the troupe because you see during the puppet show, you see other slaves up there like doing the puppet thing. They don't appear. You
Yeah.
don't see their faces. Unless that girl also had like multiple limbs. Like she was some weird octopus god thing, which would have been a lot cooler.
If
movie.
any of you guys are
That movie
like,
was bad.
if any of you the people in chat are like big stoners or do drugs,
You might enjoy it.
do some drugs and watch. And never mind. Okay, I'm gonna take that back real quick. I
Oh,
never
don't
we're
provoke
doing
that.
drugs.
We're canceled again for different reasons than
If
usual.
you
Not
so
again.
happen to do all that stuff, I imagine Pinocchio might be a little better.
Maybe. All right. Number 3. I'm not going to go back into it. If you want to know why I hate Dumbo
Yeah.
2019, go watch the rant. That movie made me like physically angry.
Yeah, it made
Very
me
angry.
it made me physically hurt to have to listen to Nathanael.
You know what?
be
Screw
physically
you.
angry. No,
No,
I
in a good
agree.
way.
Yeah, in a great way.
That movie was just an abomination. Like,
It was such a bad movie, dude.
and one of the really frustrating things is you take a story that's kind of simple,
It really is. Like,
and so you had a lot of flexibility with what you could do with it, and to do that,
Baby Mine was sung by a bearded woman on
Oh
with a
my God,
ukulele.
yeah, it's just awful. All right.
Just
Number
kill
4,
me.
Peter Pan and Wendy. Again, this movie is toxic.
not fine.
This movie is toxic. I'll explain why. This movie is pure toxicity.
Yeah, you should not-
Does not deserve to exist. It's literally like if you are thinking like, what is an example of
of a bad movie.
what Critical Dreamer would call the message. Go watch Peter Pan and Wendy, and you'll get literally exactly that. It's like it cares nothing for the actual story.
No.
It is literally just, hey, here are my political leanings and how I feel about certain things, and let me just vomit those all over you. And also, I'm a horrible person.
We didn't even
It's
get
just
we didn't even
toxic.
get into the weird side thing on Hook where they're like, hey, he actually was Peter Pan's friend, and then Peter Pan was kind of a douche and
Peter
betrayed
Pan's
him.
kind of the villain.
And I'm like, okay, well, finish that story. You didn't finish it. You just left it. Like he was kind of a sad character, and then Peter Pan was kind of a jerk, and then you left Neverland.
yeah, and then Hook. Well, he doesn't die, but he falls because he's like, you just have to think happy thoughts. I don't have any, and that's kind of. He was your best friend
morbid.
for years. He has no happy memories of you because you were such an ass. And they're just like, oh, well, what are you going to do? He's the bad guy. Bye. Like, it's like so amoral. It's frustrating. Anyways, but number 1 is freaking Mulan 2020. I despise this movie with every fiber of my being. To take something that is so good and so uplifting and so empowering and to make it such a shit show is just astounding. And let's not forget that they also filmed it near a Uyghur slave concentration camp and then thanked that concentration camp. Good job, Disney. Good job. Yes,
I didn't
that
know
was the
that.
thing that happened. You guys don't remember this?
Half-ass research.
In the credits of Mulan, they thank this Uyghur labor camp.
What does that mean?
The Uyghur is a minority Muslim group that is treated very badly in China, and they are put in these concentration camps, basically. And some of Mulan 2020 was filmed there. and Disney thanks them in the credits. And like, no, that is a human rights violation. So
How'd they
not
get away
only
with
is
that?
Mulan 2020 the
did I not
movie
know this?
atrocious, but also it is tied to human rights violations.
Jeez.
So Mulan 2020, one of the worst movies of all time. Not only does it take that beautiful story of overcoming obstacles and courage and things like that, it says, just use your superpowers. Well, fucking duh. It's like if Superman was just like, maybe I should just use my bulletproof body to block bullets. Wouldn't that be what if I did that?
The greatest part of the entire movie is when she comes back and she's like, "Hey, listen, I know I'm a girl and like y'all hate that, but I got these superpowers." And then all the guys are like, "Yeah, hey, that's a good point.
Yeah, you know what?
We should have her
Valid.
fight. Yeah, we should have her fight." And the general's like,
let's go with her. General's like,
super strong.
I mean, yeah, she has superpowers, so that makes sense to me. And,
and I'm like,
what was the tension?
I was like, why did the world ever not think this way?
And then for some reason, Witch Lady has to sacrifice herself, which is dumb. And she's like, no, Witch Lady who I had 2 conversations with. No.
Oh my gosh, how irrelevant
God,
is
it was
Witch
so dumb.
Lady?
And he saves the Emperor, and the Emperor's just like, you're a cool. It literally is like, are you a bad enough dude to save the Emperor? And Mulan was a bad enough dude to save the Emperor. God, that movie is
like,
is just,
I got Tai Chi too.
that movie.
Whatever the hell we call
whenever
the
I think
superpower.
about that movie, I think about that scene in Princess Bride where she's having the bad dream, and the witch is standing up and going, slime, filth, putrescence, boo, boo. That's my reaction to Mulan 2020, and that's where it belongs, on the ground.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
So save down that rankings.
Number 5, Lion King. Number 4, Pinocchio. Number 3, Dumbass. Number 2,
Dumbass.
Peter Pan and Wendy. And number 5, Shitlon.
All right. So now we have Mr. Controversial himself. Are you ready?
Oh, man,
Liam
I'm trying to
Maxwell.
debate how controversial I want to get.
Do you want to get a couple seconds here?
No, I'll do it as it goes.
Okay.
All right, so there's not going to be controversy in the bottom 2.
Okay. All right. So here we go. We have Liam's side. We're going bottom 2. Chat can't see that. We have Peter Pan as the worst. We have Mulan as the second to worst. So mirroring mine. Dumbo is mirroring mine as well. Oh,
Which one of these do you want?
This is the crux. I think this is where
I don't know if I'm
I
ready.
differ from you two.
I don't know if I'm ready for this.
For the most part. Like, this is going to be the most divisive.
Before
Little
you say
Mermaid.
This, before you say this, though, you have to honestly think that you have to watch these movies that you put ahead of these.
I know exactly what it's going to be. Wait, where is it?
I will
Here it is, guys.
stand on the fact that
Emma Watson was miscast.
I don't believe the statements made that all of the live actions are worse than all
Margot
of
has
the
immediately
originals.
disqualified you.
No, listen, I'm going to get no friends. I'm going to be on an island with this one.
Liam has no friends.
But there was
I'm so curious as to where you're going with this.
definitely live actions that were better than some of the originals. For sure. Like multiple. It wasn't just one. Okay. And
well,
I'll
that might be true. That might close to be true.
Yeah.
But not in the bottom 5.
Yeah,
not even close.
Do you really think there's that many?
Well, I'm
Do
curious.
you think there's more than
your turn.
6? That means that you think there
Listen,
are more
you
than
guys,
6
you
live
guys
action
aren't going to
movies.
sway me.
All right.
All right.
No. Make
Here we
you're right.
go.
We should stop talking. Let him make his pick. There's Pinocchio, Dumbo. Yeah, I knew it.
Why am I missing one? Oh, here we go.
Oh, that is controversial.
Peter Pan
OG Peter Pan. You're really putting that.
and the original. What are
Okay.
you doing?
So I would like to clarify that.
Okay, please
There
clarify.
is significantly more than 5 that I didn't like.
Well, sure.
Okay.
Of course.
But you're
And
telling
then
me
there was a tier.
You're
There-
telling me you
listen,
liked Lady and the Tramp 2019 more than the
that's-
original
I'm glad you
Dumbo
brought
and
that
Peter
up.
Pan.
I'm glad you brought that up. Lady and the Tramp movies, both of them, harmless. Okay,
Okay.
harmless.
Well, they're 2 hours
not-
of your
you're-
life.
You're putting
so
Dumbo
I don't
and Peter
know.
Pan lower than the new Pinocchio.
Unfortunately,
That this one, how are you justifying this one not being on there?
okay, that one's like 6.
Okay.
Anyway,
Oh my.
there's tiers, right?
Okay.
Elite, which we'll get into, and we've already kind of mentioned in our
Sure.
top 5. Big old tier of harmless,
Sure.
boring, harmless tier of like made me sad watching it.
Yes.
Like viscerally,
Peter Pan?
really hated it.
Dude,
I hated that movie. That movie sucked.
for at least
Peter
you
Pan
had the
was
humor. At least you had the humor of it.
I think a lot of the reason. No, I didn't think it was funny at all. And I think I hope I'm not contradicting myself from the Peter Pan episode. I hope it was like, yeah, this movie's great. I very much did not like the Peter Pan original movie. I got nothing out of it. I almost think
the comedy between Smee and Hook, you got nothing
don't
out
care.
of that.
I mean, whatever.
But you're
really
telling me with
about
this list right now that you would rather go
watch
Lady
New
and the
Little
Tramp.
Mermaid.
Absolutely.
You'd rather go watch
Absolutely.
New Lion King and New Pinocchio?
I think I would.
You're
You
out of your
watched the
damn
new
mind.
Pinocchio
I think I would.
movie.
I
You're
think I would.
out of your damn
With Tom-
mind. I would
with
watch
Tom
Peter Pan
Hanks.
a million
Just-
times.
With Tom Cruise?
With Tom Cruise and
Tom
Tom
Cruise.
Hanks
Tom Cruise,
turning
okay.
a boy into
I
a,
would.
a,
the
a boat
part where
motor
Tom Cruise
with
drives him with his
disabled
motorcycle
girls.
is pretty dope.
I would.
You're
I'm
out of
standing
your
by
damn
it.
mind.
Peter Pan.
Chat is destroying you.
Peter
right now.
Pan original
Liam has
movie
lost it.
Yeah.
sucks. Okay, I think I came into it with like these like grand visions of like.
Look, I didn't even like Peter Pan that
Pan's
much, but
great.
it was
Peter
not that
Pan,
bad.
like-
Well, let's
like
hear his take.
Peter Pan, Tinkerbell, like, oh, that's all good
Are you
stuff.
just being hyper contrarian because Greg loved Peter Pan?
Peter Pan
I didn't love it.
was
he went on for quite a while about how
unbelievably
good it was.
unlikable as a character.
I can see that, but that's kind
Tinkerbell-
of his point.
Tinkerbell was a spiteful brat the whole time. I
kinda
thought she
cute,
was.
though.
It's kind of the idea.
She's kind of cute. I thought she was like. I think going into the movie, I was like, oh, Tinkerbell would be great. Hated her the whole time. What was the other point? Captain Hook was not in it as much as I would have liked.
Captain.
I found no humor in Captain
Marcus
Hook.
Marcus
Marco
Speak.
says, "Me is me." How
I had-
dare you do
I
this to
had-
Marco?
I found no humor in Captain Hook and Smee.
Oh my. Okay, that
it
to
is
me,
official.
I might. I
know
might
we
cut
okay.
your mic off.
So I
I
know
didn't-
we
there
make
is
fun
no-
of Greg for being a ginger, but you have no soul.
yeah, like
Listen, I got a great sense of humor, guys.
Those are
Someone
some
say I have the
apparently
best-
not.
Someone say I have the best sense of humor. Okay?
Who says this?
I
You
know
don't
comedy.
post this.
I know comedy. Okay.
Apparently not.
Jakob says this.
I know comedy. All right.
Oh my
I thought a lot of these movies that we see on this table were very funny. Peter Pan was not one of them.
Okay, explain
Hated
OG
it.
Dumbo.
OG Dumbo was one of the tougher watches of all of these.
It wasn't even that long though.
It wasn't that long, but it felt double the length.
I do not understand.
Dumbo. Okay, these are going to be nitpicks,
okay, really, I
but
can't.
this is thought out.
2022 Pinocchio. This is the one I can't get.
Dumbo doesn't talk the whole movie.
I get
Dumbo
and
doesn't
Peter
talk.
Pan. I get Dumbo and Peter Pan being up here, and then Pinocchio and Lion King
Real
being
this
here.
time, you
But I
guys
can't
suck.
believe that you would rather watch these two movies over those two movies.
I think I would get a little more enjoyment out of those two. I think I would. And it's marginal. It's marginal. If we were doing a bottom seven, those would
splitting
probably
hairs,
be on
sure.
there. But I think the main thing to take away is
You see, this is going to be
I don't think all of the live
man's out of
actions are
control.
worse than all of
This
the.
man's out of control. It's
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
We'll override him for these two.
yeah, like I
And
can
you know
understand.
what? I would be remiss to not mention that stupid rat in Dumbo.
Timothy Mouse.
I would be remiss if I didn't mention that stupid,
Your stupid conspiracy theory that
swindler,
he's evil.
car salesman rat. Okay, we're supposed to root for this guy.
He's just being a troll at this point. I mean,
I'm not.
This is a
I'm not.
conspiracy
I know.
theory.
I
Let me
mean,
get your
I
we need a
stand by
tinfoil
this.
hat
We
for
stand
whenever
by
Liam
this.
starts talking.
Okay, so chat. So there is a character in the original Dumbo. His name is Timothy Mouse. We find this out via newspaper in the movie. He doesn't actually say his name. He is Dumbo's friend. He has a, what would you call that? A New York Boston accent.
Liam is
Friend.
convinced.
And Liam is convinced that he was
he's
actually-
swindling, somehow getting something out of.
He was getting
teaching Dumbo
fame
to
and
fly.
fortune.
I guess, but he's also helping Dumbo, who had no friends.
Yeah, he had bad motives. His
okay,
heart
so
was
it might have been a
he
transactional
quite-
relationship,
his heart
but it's
was
still
not
something
in
he
the
did-
right place.
He quite literally saved Dumbo's life.
Okay, we need to move
but
on.
the
Listen,
only
we need to
downside
move
is that
on.
he had a Boston accent, and you were like, "This, I can't trust this."
The last thing I'll
like,
say.
"Hey, Dumbo, get over here!" And Liam was like,
Get over
"I
here,
don't
over
know
there."
about
It's
this
like,
guy.
I don't know about this
man."
guy.
The last thing I'll say is, hey, I'm from the Northeast. I've met a lot of Timothy Mouses in my time. I see right through it. Okay, I have experience with Timothy Mouses. They typically try to sell me something.
Oh my god! All right,
So, yeah,
let's
I'm
move
standing
on.
by.
Let's move on. Let's move on. What's the next?
I won that one, right? Right,
Okay,
chat.
you've been disqualified.
You were
Chat
disqualified
has
before you
disqualified
even.
you like 12
you were
times,
disqualified
dude.
before you even
You
put the list
are-
on. Now you're definitely disqualified.
You are not very
Oh my
liked.
gosh!
Some people at first were like, "Hey, who's the tall guy with the beard?" And everybody now is like, "I don't
get
care
this man's outta here.
who the tall guy with the beard
Stop
is."
talking.
Most of them,
right.
sat there and they were like,
You guys suck.
You guys suck. All right.
"Okay, so So to chat, let us know what your thoughts are. Those were our bottom fives. You got a little bit of feedback. Let us know who you thought won. Give us your bottom fives so we can throw them up there. And we are off to our last niche. Oh, sorry, second to last niche. We'll try to race through these rankings. And this one is going to be, we'll make this a top 3.
Juiciest thighs.
Top 3
Hottest animated animals.
most attract
most lascivious bedroom eyes. And we know what's number one.
All right,
come on.
We're gonna go.
Come on.
All right, we're gonna go top. We'll keep it a top 5 because top 5 is quick. Top 5 most attractive Disney princesses or just Disney girls. We're not gonna do guys. Sorry, we're
I was
not
gonna
gonna
say, can we do top 5 most attractive non-human characters?
No, we're just gonna do top 5 most attractive characters. You can put them in whatever you want.
Most attractive character. Can we just do best bedroom eyes?
No.
Top 5 bedroom eyes. It's not.
It's not. We're not gonna get okay. And we got to
The more
start
specific
racing
we
through
get,
these.
the more chances we have of getting canceled.
Yeah. The more chances we have of getting canceled. All right, so Nathaniel's gonna make his list real quick, and we're gonna give him a second.
Blue, Mowgli,
Lady. I'm out myself as a furry over here. All
right, so you guys are gonna hear a message from Jakob while we do these rankings. Enjoy.
I was going to say, Maid Mariam from Robin Hood is the reason furries exist. Like, let's be honest.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna take a quick break. You guys can hear from Jakob, and we're gonna do the rankings.
So it's
we're
doing most attractive characters,
top 5 most attractive females in live action or animated
the male gaze
movies.
strikes again.
Side note, who does the animated Mulan think ye are? If I have to hear Nathanael say, "Oh, that movie was a 10 out of 10 one more time, I think I might just have to pull a Mulan myself and dress like a man just to make it onto your show so I can smack him. Oh, okay, bye, for real this time, you guys suck." Hey guys, wow, I can't believe you guys actually made it through all the Disney movies. If your opinions weren't all horrible, I would tell you good job. So I watched the Mulan movies and I couldn't stop crying in the live-action one. I mean, the message just rings so true. Women just don't get listened to and it's so sad. Anyways, have fun with your sexist show, The 3 White Idiots. Good luck not being girls.
Oh,
So here's the problem.
Thank
Here's
you,
the problem
Jakob.
with this ranking.
Okay.
Is Jungle Book is out, Lion King is out, Peter Pan is out, unless you're getting really sketchy.
Lion King,
Lady and the Tramp. Okay,
Peter Pan,
yeah. I mean, Lady and the Tramp is out, Pinocchio is out, Dumbo's out.
Okay.
So you've cut down like half the movies.
Why is that a problem?
I'm saying
Okay.
like there's
let's
6
do
movies
3.
to choose from.
What?
Let's do 3.
Yeah, do top 3 because
Okay.
there's only 6 movies to choose from.
Top 3.
Okay, I was thinking that this would get kind of humorous and we'd be throwing Cleo in there, that we would be throwing...
Oh,
that's why I
Cleo's
said
in
best
mine.
bedroom eyes. Best bedroom eyes, Pinocchio.
Yeah, but
Okay,
she could
it's
still be
not
on
bedroom
yours.
Pinocchio,
eyes. It's
and
just most
then
attractive
Nala.
characters.
Pinocchio? No,
Nathaniel,
Cleo.
you're killing it.
Nala.
You're killing it, man.
Let me. Can I go first?
Okay,
for goodness sake?
let's let Liam go first, and we're gonna do top 5 most attractive females in live action or animated. Okay, so we have,
that's fair.
Yep, that is fair. That is number 1. Is that number counting down from number 1?
Actually, well, yeah. For this one, we will.
Okay,
Just because
okay.
I got excited.
So think about it for a second.
I already know this.
Okay, all right.
Beauty and the Beast.
Okay.
Bing.
Oh my god.
Easy. Then we're gonna go. My girl, Naomi Scott, and then we're gonna go. Cleo, and then we're gonna go Nala.
Can I just do like most attractive characters?
That's what we're doing.
No, he said female characters, but okay.
So you're doing guys?
Yeah. No. Okay. So here's how this works. Okay.
Well, can
So
I explain
obviously-
my list first?
No, you can't because it's garbage. All right, go ahead. Quickly, do it quickly.
Okay, quickly. Lily James, enough said. Emma Watson, enough said.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, in all honesty, Emma Watson better be on your guys' list. Top 5?
Yeah.
That's absurd. That is absurd.
Keep going.
I'm not going to get ahead of myself because I know she will be. But Aladdin, Naomi Scott in the live action is a smoke show.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've seen her in other movies, but boy, would I like to.
Okay.
Do you think she has like a cough because of all that smoking?
She's Jesus.
Moving on.
Now you're responding.
Moving on. Cleo from Pinocchio. Best eyes in the Disneyverse. I think we can all agree on that. And then Nala from Lion King. I don't think I need to elaborate on that. Am I right, guys?
Okay. Let me get like.
Now here comes the thing. He's gonna put on dudes and animals.
Okay. I'm not gonna like order these. I'm just gonna put up the 5 I think.
He's gonna put on
would
Gaston.
qualify. So
and-
I agree with you. Lily James in that movie is gorgeous in that blue dress. She's killing it. Completely agree with that. Cleo for obvious reasons. I mean,
yeah.
I'm not gonna go on.
Yeah.
I think Jasmine.
She's
cute.
From the
OG
animated.
Jasmine.
Okay.
She's cute.
Sure.
I think Beast. Like OG Beast. I mentioned this before.
In beast form.
In Beast form, dude. He got to get it.
He's masculine. That's for sure.
Dude,
I can't argue that.
I would let him hold me. Like, are you kidding me?
Would.
Yeah. I mentioned this during the podcast. I would.
I did say female characters.
I know, but that's why I changed
Nathaniel's
it.
pivoting.
I changed the rules. I'm pivoting. This is tough.
Tinkerbell.
Tinkerbell.
Shit, I forgot Tinkerbell.
Tinkerbell.
I would have Tinkerbell over Nala.
Yeah.
For
I don't know. No, yeah. I'll go Tinkerbell. Yeah. Tink.
Okay, that's a good
Now, the only thing about Tink is she's like, my anime fans know that she's yandere 100%.
That is so ridiculous that you don't
She's
have Emma
so
Watson
yandere.
on that list.
I already told you this. Emma Watson, to me, feels like a sibling. So I
You
can't
put
feel that attraction
a
there.
fish
I'm not engaged.
over
I'm not
Emma Watson.
Yeah, because again, that fish is not
I mean,
related to
don't
me.
look at me.
This
I think
fish
you
is
might
not
be disappointed at my
I'm not
list,
related to
too.
this fish. Therefore, it is acceptable to be attracted to it. To her.
You guys are
Cleo
just
is a beautiful
digging-
lady. Don't you dare.
Keep digging that hole, boys.
We have a lot of love for
Keep
Emma
on
Watson in the
digging.
chat.
A lot of love for Emma Watson.
Okay, so read off your list one more time. For the
Cinderella, gorgeous.
live action.
Cleo.
Define live
Fish.
action.
The live Lily James.
Okay, live action. Okay, and then animated Pinocchio.
Cleo.
Okay,
Animated Pinocchio. Cleo.
Animated Cleo.
Animated Aladdin. Jasmine.
Animated Aladdin. Jasmine.
Beauty and the Beast. Beast.
Beast from Beauty. and the
Belle is
Beast.
also gorgeous in this movie, but
Yeah.
Beast.
Okay.
And then Peter Pan Tank.
Like that.
Again,
I love that.
100% yandere. If you know, you know.
What does yandere mean?
So, okay. Do you want me to explain this? It'll be brief. I'll be brief.
Okay,
I'll be brief.
Be brief.
So, in manga and anime, there's a trope called tsundere, which deri means loving and soon means like cold. And so tsundere is like they act all aloof and arrogant. They really love you. Yandere is the murderous version of that. Like they love you, but if they see you think you're cheating, they'll stab you. That's Tinkerbell.
Yeah, definitely. That checks out.
Yeah.
All right, so
Greg, so you put Belle first.
My
Berg's
list.
Secret Love,
All
the
right.
feather duster from Beauty and the Beast.
So
Dan,
I-
feather duster from Beauty and the Beast.
Okay, I'm gonna hit you guys in the mute so I can. All right, my list is up.
All right.
Okay, everybody. This is why I made this list because I figured there'd be a lot of variance here. So we have number one and sweeping the board.
Sweeping the
I
board.
might say because this girl is just she's stunning, man.
The dress is like
is it
it's
Lily
not just,
James?
Yeah, I
Lily
think it's
James.
Lily James.
Lily James.
It's not just that she's a beautiful woman, but also like she's just looks absolutely stunning in that dress at the end.
And she also plays a very lovable character.
Yes. Yeah, I think that's a big part of it.
This is part of the reason why the live action Jasmine from Aladdin for me dropped to 3. She was up there right neck and neck with Lily James as far as just beauty, but she's kind of she's a little bit annoying in that movie, and so she dropped a little bit.
And yet you have Tinkerbell at number 2.
Tinkerbell's at 2 because, like, let's be real. Go back and watch a little bit of the animated Peter Pan.
Well, you can tell how the animators felt about it.
And I mean, that girl
is poison.
Legs for days.
Yeah, that girl can be as evil as she wants. She's beautiful.
Yikes.
Greg's a sucker for pain.
Greg's a simp.
Sucker for Tink.
Greg simp confirmed.
Sucker for Tank. Tink's got curves, as Mark was chiming in. Then we have
like,
the
wham,
live action.
bam, ba-bam.
We have the live action Aladdin, and obviously she's gorgeous, and you'll always hear that because she'll never be silent about it. Then we have the animated Beauty and the Beast. This, is, in my opinion, is the most attractive
Feather
animated
duster.
princess, Belle from the Beauty and the Beast. I think she's super pretty. TBD on live action. And I think the live action Little Mermaid, I don't know her name.
It's not Haley
She's
Berry, it's
super-
Haley Bailey.
Super duper cute, and also
Halle Bailey.
is
Halle
definitely the best singer. Out
for
of,
sure.
Out of
For
all of-
sure.
I think she was on Broadway.
Yeah, all of the live action actors and actresses,
sure,
like
a good
she's the only
singer.
one that can actually belt, and she's amazing.
Yeah.
So I think that carries her a little bit too. But yeah, that is. I think those are the top 5.
Let's
most
move on
beautiful-
before
before we get canceled.
before we get canceled by the,
All right, so this
the
is
feminists.
this is the
Crazy the Emma
this is
Watson.
the last. This is the last. Of
Subcategory.
rankings. This is the last subcategory before we finish it off with our big category, and this is top 5 worst moments. and I will allow you to. I will. This we can mention specific moments that just had your jaw drop, and I will. Okay, I will preface it with this. You can include viewing experience, although I don't think that should carry a lot of weight. If I was you guys, like I probably wouldn't carry that a lot of weight. But worst 5 moments that you had in movies, you can double up in the same movie if you'd like.
Okay.
Also, we have people saying that Liam won that round. That's true. I didn't ask for a lot of feedback from chat because I
best.
figured this is a very guy thing.
I'm the best.
and we probably have enough people hating us.
Okay,
now
that's why
because
you could just do. That's why I said just do attractive characters. So that
I'm
way you
the
can
best.
be
That's true.
inclusive.
Yeah, it's true. But yeah. Then
There's
again,
so many to
Jakob.
choose from. I'm thinking about the ones that made me the most like.
Well, how about Liam starts? Wait, Liam started
my
the
turn
last
to
one.
start.
Yeah, Liam started the last one. Okay, so Nathaniel's gonna start, and we're gonna hit you guys with some music. Let Nathaniel think.
I
here.
got it.
Nathaniel really hates
I'm
me
good,
putting
I'm
the
good,
music
I'm good, I'm
on.
good.
He really does. He cannot stand it.
No, I'm trying.
All right.
I gotta go with the flow. All right.
Okay, here we
These
go.
are in no particular order.
Well, we need them in an order.
Okay.
That's kind of the point.
All
All right. Number 5. Aladdin 2019. The Riff Raff Street Rat song.
Yeah.
Was so atrocious that I thought I was going to despise the movie. It was
Yeah.
just so bad.
Movie turned out being pretty good, but that
and
moment
the movie, yeah,
was terrible.
The first bit of that movie really lets down the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
Like I would have ranked if that bit had been done well.
Yeah.
I would have ranked this movie higher. But that bit is so incredibly bad. It really makes you think. I'll put it down here because it's number 5. Well, no, because it's the worst. So we're starting at the top. That moment is just so incredibly bad that it kind of taints the rest of the movie for me.
So that's the 5th from worst.
Yes.
Fifth from worst moment that Nathaniel experienced in this in our 22 movie viewing experience. This is the 5th to worst moment.
5th to worst
Nathaniel
moment.
had.
Dumbo 2019. Now again, go back to my rant. But I swear there is a moment
Yeah.
where he throws the feather away and then flies without it. But then later in the movie, they're like, you can fly without the feather. I'm like, but he just did that. And maybe I missed something. I don't think I did, but that infuriated me.
Rant
The
part
whole
2.
movie did, but that
and Liam
particular
already
part
looking
where
at
you're
each
like,
other
but
like-
there was like a major plot point that they just forgot they already did. And it was so stupid.
Cut yourself off.
Literally all of Peter Pan and Wendy, but most specifically the Flash. Actually, you know what? Let me come back to this one because I actually the ending of Little Mermaid 2023
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
when they completely invert the movie. Like, oh, Eric does nothing, and she Ariel who has seen ships but has absolutely no idea how to operate them. Steers a ship in Ursula, and then it's like,
flopping
see,
around-
Daddy, humans can be
flopping
good
around on
too.
the
They
deck.
can watch me save the day. What?
Yeah.
So stupid. Like the ending was just so dumb.
That was dumb.
Just made no sense, but saved by the rest of the movie and the singing.
Yep.
Also, Flounder.
Okay.
Oh
Dear
my
God,
gosh,
Flounder.
yes.
I mean,
and
Butchered.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
So yeah, Peter Pan and Wendy. Lots of moments to choose from, but by far the worst when she has the vision of her future, of her dying alone and friendless, and being like, "I'm so happy."
Literally, like all of the people that die and are like, I wish I spent more time with my family. Wendy is the first person to actually die and be like, oh my gosh, I was so happy that I learned how to fence by myself and then wrote a book on my couch.
Sad.
And then once again, Mulan 2020. Again, hard to pick a specific moment. But if I had
The
to
entire
pick
viewing experience.
if I had to pick one moment, it's right at the beginning of the movie where they're like, "Oh, she has superpowers,"
Yep.
and it
So
completely.
it
So
happens.
this is number one.
Yeah, this is the worst.
Gotcha.
So Nathaniel's. So read it off one more time.
So, number 5, Aladdin, the opening song, not the opening song, but the Riff Raff Street Rat song. What? I can't remember. That's the one I can't remember the name.
No,
of the song.
it's yeah.
The one jump ahead of the bread line.
Yeah, it's like it's not the Riff Raff Street Rat is afterwards when he's like Riff Raff Street Rat, I don't buy that, which is bad too. But
Yeah,
it's not that song. It's the first one he intros with when they're all chasing
I
him.
cannot remember the name of it. Chat, help us out there. Abby the Goose from the Aristocats. Damn.
Abigail, Amelia.
Dumbo 2019, specifically, again, lots of moments to pick from that movie, but specifically the moment where I'm pretty sure he had the feather, threw it away, flew, and then forgot that he could fly without a feather.
Yeah.
Little Mermaid, the end. Peter Pan and Wendy, the flash forward. Mulan 2020, the entire thing, but specifically the moment where they ruined the entire movie by giving her superpowers.
Yeah. No, I think it's a
solid list.
It's a solid list for sure.
And a couple movies that hadn't been up there yet.
Yeah, hey, there you go. Inclusive. All right, Liam. Are you ready? Are you
I
prepared?
am, and I want to say that I actually am going to double up on one.
Okay.
That's fine.
All right.
But it's not. I didn't dislike the movie. Actually, funny
That's
enough.
fair.
I have
That's
a
fair.
feeling that we might have the same double up.
Well, I didn't dislike Aladdin
feel like
2019, but that
So
that
number
intro just lets it
5
down.
is the movie theater being 120 degrees when we saw The Little Mermaid.
Tell the people what happened that day, Liam.
So it was a later weekday showing of The Little Mermaid. That was our first one we did, right?
Yeah, it was the very first one.
How we started.
We opened with that.
A lot
still
of
had high
excitement.
spirits.
A lot of excitement for this series. We had 21 movies after this. We were, let's get going. We step into the movie theater. It is no lie, 100 degrees.
It was
in it.
very hot in that movie theater.
And
The person actually came out and was like, "Hey, by the way, there's no AC in the
Yeah.
theater, so if you want your money back, you can have it."
Yeah.
And we were like, "Well, we still want to see the movie." They're like, "Oh, then you can't have. You gotta not go see the movie, and we'll give you your money back." So, anyways, continue.
it was just, oh my gosh,
it was pretty
man.
brutal. It was one of the
It
more brutal
really-
movie viewing experiences I've had.
I wish I could have seen it under normal circumstances. Because, again, I don't think I disliked it too much. But wow, did I want that movie to end as soon as it started.
It was rough.
It really was rough, dude.
Rough, man.
Okay.
Okay, so to put it in perspective, I had a drink and I had drunk my drink, and Liam was like, "Can I have your cup?" And he was just taking his ice and like
me
I was
and
putting it on his
dumping ice
forehead.
down my shirt.
Me and Liam were siphoning the ice out of Nathaniel's drunken drink, and like I was chewing it, and eating it, and Liam was like putting it on his body.
I put it down my shirt
It was
multiple
quite
times.
warm in that theater. It was
It was a strange
nonsense.
moment.
It was
It
nonsense.
was. Okay. Number 4 is going to be the Be Prepared spoken word from the live action.
Goodness
Now let
gracious.
me also elaborate on this and say I don't like Be Prepared at all.
Yeah, this is
anyway.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Okay.
They put this,
I don't
yeah.
like it that much anyway, even in the original. But
This was an abomination.
it's an abomination. It's obviously even worse. How do you make a song that's not good even worse? They talk it. Okay. That's simple.
Talk it,
enough.
and not just talk it, but talk it like you're as bored as you
Walk
could
it like you
possibly
talk
be.
it.
Yeah. Okay. 3 is same with Nathaniel, Superhero Mulan.
Yeah.
I remember watching this movie the day of the podcast in my work office
Per
in a
usual.
private room. Okay. And I remember the scene where she like floats onto the roof. It's in the beginning,
the
right?
very first
It's like
scene.
the very first scene. And I was like aghast at what I just saw. Because I again, per usual, watched it back to back.
I believe aghast, but yes.
Okay, aghast. Sorry. I watched it back to back. So watching the original Mulan and then immediately went into the live action. And so that scene took me so aback and just ruined. The movie could not recover
Nope.
from that point.
Nope.
So that
Speaking of getting
certainly
100 degrees,
deserves to be on the list.
it's getting warm in this room.
It's getting hot.
getting
Let's
hot.
get out with my takes. Number 2, again, same as Nathaniel. It's going to be the motherhood or lack thereof montage from Peter Pan and Wendy. It is the saddest, one of the saddest
I think
things
it might be the most toxic
I've
thing
ever
in these
seen
movies.
in a movie.
It was brutal.
It
Like,
is
you
like,
watched it,
it's
and
so pathetic.
and I was like, "Is this really? Are
Yeah.
they really trying to make this a good thing?"
It is
just
so
poison.
pathetic, dude.
And it's not like, okay, let's say that it's not like being an author or doing the things that she was envisioning was like inherently negative thing.
Of course.
But it's like she's thinking of it in terms of, oh, I could be a mother, or I could live alone and die alone by pursuing this career
and
stuff.
that's
It's like
that's painted as better.
That's better.
It's
That's more fulfilling.
crazy.
It was literally like my life is going to pass before my eyes, and what should have been heartbreaking, like there is nobody in any of these clips except for you. It's just you smiling with yourself, and you're like, how is this good?
It's almost like very clearly someone high up in the development of this movie lives that life.
Right.
And it's like, well, actually, I'm really happy.
Yeah.
So I don't need any kids, and we should make it like it's like a what's the word? Portrayal.
Coping. They're
Coping of like projection of
they're
their
projecting
own
themselves,
lives.
yeah.
It's high grade copium and it's awful.
Number 1, worst moment.
Yeah.
The scuttlebutt.
Did you see what I'm saying? He said I was on the swamp, and I was like, what?
The scuttlebutt.
Pretty damn bad.
I remember not long after watching this movie, me and my girlfriend were trying to decide on a movie to watch, and we stumbled upon a movie that she's like, oh, we should watch this. Aquafina's in it.
Just ruin
And I said,
for you.
fuck no.
Okay, if it was Crazy Rich Asians, that's actually a fantastic movie.
Don't care. It's over. I need a buffer period like
Liam's
of
relationship
years.
to Aquafina has permanently been severed.
Listen, she
She's
might
no
be
longer.
okay and funny, but it's over. It's over.
She does sound like she smokes about 20 packs a day.
Oh, it's so grating. Okay.
All right,
That's my
so
list.
that's your list. All right, so my list. I need a second here. Hold on, chat. Here we go. All right. Okay. I got my rankings. All right. Fifth worst experience moment that I had in this whole 22 movie experience was the Aquafina song. I'm with Liam. That song, I had heard of it. I'm like, oh, there's a bad song in the movie. I had not heard the song itself. When it came on, I immediately knew that this was the song that people were talking about. I mean, if you haven't heard this song,
It's pretty egregious.
it is like, it is the emoji that you can put in text that's like the mouth is like a zigzag and their eyes are sunk. It's like that was my face, and it just kept going on. It is just like
see
it's
if I can find that
obnoxious
shit.
just to be obnoxious, and it was
It's
brutal.
abhorrent.
And actually, second worst moment is going to also be in the same movie, and also another mentioned moment. This is when Ariel saves the day at the end of Little Mermaid. I'm gonna say this because it took a lot of wind out of the sails of that movie. No pun intended. Because it is really one of the better live action ones. The music is phenomenal. They don't change the story that much, and then they do that. They literally make her save the day rather than him, which is a pivotal point in Trident's character development because now he trusts humans. And now he's like, oh, he was laying on the floor of the ocean while you did that? I respect him a lot now. It made no sense. It ruined when you thought, and the more you think about it, the worse the moment gets. So that moment was just disappointing. Number 3 is going to be Mulan. It's going to be a different moment, although you guys just kind of said everything in this movie. I'm going to specifically put the moment where she comes back and all of the dudes, including the general, are like, hey,
Sure.
you fight pretty good, so I'm thinking,
Because
I'm
that
thinking,
Yeah.
It literally was you can tell it's an ibis because of how it is, like, moment of anything. Like, she comes back and she's like, hey, listen, I know you guys said you'd kill me if I come back because I'm a girl and I'm not supposed to be beating everybody, but, like, the Huns are still here. And then the general's like, dude, I think we might have to kill you now. And then all of her boys are like, hey, wait, she's really good at fighting. She could help us. And the general's like, yeah, that checks out, actually.
Yep.
I actually just looked it up. That's
know
really
what?
accurate.
Yeah.
We're gonna go with that. And you're just in there like, what a dumb moment in the movie. Like, it just how did the writers not realize like we're idiots when we write this? The second to worst moment in a movie is when Pinocchio. I'm being serious. I know I keep saying it. He turns into a motor. And I called it before he turns into a freaking motor.
The first part, Greg was like, oh, is he going to turn into a motor? And Pinocchio's like,
He's not. He's
and then
not
the worst part is that's like the justification
That
for
is
for him saying like, oh, you know what? A real boy couldn't turn into a motor. You should make your decision now. Like,
it is one of the most phenomenally
mind-bogglingly
bad
stupid
moments that you're like, even a kid has to look at this and be like, well, that's pretty dumb, right? Like, that's dumb. Like, that shouldn't be in the movie. Like he just twirls his legs and he becomes the boat motor on like a half of a boat that's sitting there. He's like, hold on, Dad. I'm going to actually just become a wooden boy.
It's literally like, so like in Incredibles when Dash does it,
yes,
it makes sense.
It is 100% that moment.
But it's that, but Pinocchio. And then again, it's not just that they do that.
Yes.
But then also that Geppetto uses that as a reason like, hey, maybe you shouldn't become a real boy because a real boy can't be a motorboat. Like, what the fuck?
And he literally is. He doesn't say it exactly like that, but he pretty much goes
Almost exactly.
But he actually he does mention that. He goes, look
mentions
what
it,
you
like,
just did.
yeah, look what you just did. He's like, a real boy couldn't do that.
And I'm like, oh my gosh. So Geppetto's character has literally changed from just wanting his son back, wanting a son, to being like, you're more utilitarian than a real boy.
You know,
so
you're
I'm
more
actually
useful
okay
as
with
a
this whole
tool.
wooden thing. Worst moment for me in my entire viewing experience. I am there with you. Peter Pan and Wendy takes the cake. That moment is, and I said this on the cast. If you want to go back, I watched this just the last 30 minutes with my roommate Damien, who's an amazing character. And after the movie, he's not a very he's not a man of
super
many
talkative.
words. He's a man of few words, and he just goes, nope.
if there was a better way to
all
sum
he
up,
says.
yep.
He said, nope. And he gets up really slowly because he is languid, and he walks inside.
is
And
so
I
funny.
said, you know what? That might be better the entire podcast that I have tomorrow when I have to talk about this movie. I already mentioned the moment. I won't go into too far. Yeah, just poison. Don't let your kids watch it.
That's so funny.
All right, chat. So let us know who won that one. I know a lot of these. There wasn't a whole lot of interaction because most of you guys,
honestly, I think
rightfully
all of
so,
those
did
deserve
not
to be
watch
on a
these
list.
movies because they are terrible. Don't do it. Don't
All
waste
of those
your
deserve
time.
to be on a list, and everyone who is responsible for making those movies deserve to be on a list, if you know what I mean.
All right, so this is it, guys. The big moment.
All right.
The big
This is
time.
where my
We are
opinion
going
gets
to-
shadowed.
We are going to collectively, to the best that we can, make a list
All right,
from
so
1
I'm just
to
gonna,
22.
I'm just going to grab these randomly. Okay, so like I think the best way we can do it is I'm just going to grab them and start sticking them on the board, and we're just going to say this goes above
Bucket.
this,
Yeah,
below
it's
that,
like
right?
buckets.
So
We got a Damien
Um,
takes the win, and we also have a
yeah.
shout out to Nature Walks. If you guys haven't seen that on YouTube, it's worth a watch. It's where I got the Aspen comment. can tell
All
it's
right.
an Aspen because the way
So
it is.
let me just put like a non-controversial one, like nice and up high.
Yep.
Lion King.
Good call.
Lion
All
King
right,
up
so,
high.
so we're getting Lion King up near
Lion
the
King
top.
up near the top.
Just I would say the left would be the good ones and the right would be the bad ones.
Yeah. So let's do descending order.
Yep.
Bump,
And then, yes, exactly.
Peter Pan and Wendy.
Peter Pan and Wendy all the way
uncontroversially
down.
down to the bottom.
Yep.
Mulan 2020.
Yeah, Mulan 2020. I think you could easily reverse those, but those two definitely.
Yes.
Shittest
We'll
of
have
the shit.
We'll have them down there.
I think Dumbo 2019 goes down here.
Dumbo is
And
down
I think
there.
Pinocchio 2022 goes down here.
Yes.
I think.
Well,
what do you guys
not
think?
according to Liam.
I would put Dumbo
Liam,
there.
It's on the
I would
left
also
one.
put Dumbo lower. That one made me angrier. Pinocchio 2022 was just. Hold on a second. I think it's gonna be easier to rate the live actions low. Lady and the Tramp, I think, goes somewhere over here.
Yeah, it's
Somewhere over
right
here.
there. I think the really interesting ones are going to be the good live actions and the bad.
That's what I'm saying.
Animated ones.
Little Mermaid, I think, is at the top of the bad list.
I
Yeah.
would totally agree.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say Aladdin and Jungle Book are both at the top of that.
Aladdin, Jungle Book, and Cinderella live action are all going to be in a really interesting
I would put
time.
Aladdin live action over here,
Yes.
Fine with it?
and Cinderella live action above that.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And I
actually.
put Jungle Book in between, maybe below Aladdin. Below Aladdin.
What do you think? Below
I
Aladdin?
would put it below
I could put it. I could go either way on this one. I wouldn't put it above Cinderella, but I would
I wouldn't
put it.
I think
It's I would
was
put
fine.
it below Aladdin.
do
Aladdin
you
live
think?
action had its own things to bring.
Yeah.
Like it was kind of like Arabian Hitched because you had Will Smith just being kind of funny and Will Smith before he slashed
I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it under Aladdin.
Yeah,
I'm fine with it under
Let's do
Aladdin.
that.
Yeah. Also, Liam didn't watch that one.
And these are still so.
Yes, I did. I watched all of them.
Left fork is the good
dare
movies.
you.
Right fork is the bad movies.
All right. So now is that all the live action? Let's just start with live action.
Beauty and the Beast. Live action Beauty and the Beast.
That's going to be under
That's
Little
tough for
Mermaid.
me.
Under Little Mermaid.
I would actually probably put it under here. Yeah.
I
that's what
would
you
Under
said,
Little
right?
Mermaid.
yeah, I think that's good. That's good.
Yeah, I think that, and that's all the live actions, right?
That's all the live actions.
Okay. All right. Cool.
All right, so now we need to do the controversial ones.
Let's work down from the top. So we have. I think you can put Mulan up in that conversation with Lion King.
So my heart puts Mulan above Lion King.
Yes, I know. We'll get to this,
But
to splitting hairs.
I'll put
Let's
it- I'll
just
put it- I'll put it
general-
right under it for
Let's
now.
bucket them
because
and
I
then
know
we'll
you
get into
guys
specifics.
put Lion King above
Let's
Mulan.
do tier lists. Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's like
I
tiers.
will put Mulan slightly lower, but in my heart,
I'm going to
Mulan
put
is
Beauty
higher.
and the Beast high, and I think Aladdin is high.
I like Aladdin high.
I like Aladdin in the top list, top tier.
Beauty and the Beast has to be.
So
there,
we're
guys.
talking S tier.
That's where you lose me a little
Let me
bit.
go Beauty and the Beast, S tier, A tier.
I'm more A.
I'm mixed because when we went back and rewatched it, I really enjoyed it.
Beauty and the
a
Beast
lot.
has one of the deepest messages and like
I like it in the grand scheme of
possibly
things.
the
Let's put it
most
here for
character
now.
development in a
Let's put it here
single
for now. Let's
character.
give it a little bit
I
of
don't have
any
it.
movie.
Let's give
I
it a
don't
little-
have it up in
Let's
that
give it a little bit of a
S
gap,
tier,
and we
though.
can debate over that.
Yeah, we'll debate over those. Let's just get them up on the board, and then we can talk about splitting hairs.
Jungle Book, I think
I'm gonna have it high too.
I think
this movie's incredible.
A or B.
I'd put it under.
I put it under Beauty,
Beauty
and the
and the
Beast for
Beast.
sure.
It's right up there with Beauty and the Beast. Yes.
Little Mermaid.
I'd put over Beauty and the Beast personally.
We have chat saying Beauty and the Beast is S tier, and I
wrong.
would put Little Mermaid underneath both of those.
I
where
would
you
put it
lose
under
me.
Jungle Book.
No, that's where you lose me.
Here, I would do this.
Okay, well then majority rules. So
I would
then
do
it's
this.
right
Oh gosh.
I know you have a special place in your heart for Jungle Book. I
I'm not a
realize
part
that.
of this list.
But keep in mind, this is still like top tier.
We'll debate
This
it.
is still
We'll debate it. We'll leave some time to debate. We have to defend our points.
We're getting controversial
Okay,
takes.
all right. If nobody can see,
I would put Peter Pan up at the top of that.
I wouldn't even do that. I would
definitely put it above Lion King. I hated Beauty and the Beast. I would put it above Beauty and the Beast as well.
There's no way you're watching.
I'm putting
the
it under Little
live
Mermaid,
action
for sure.
I would put it above
Lion
Little Mermaid.
King.
I would still put it on the right side. I'm with you on putting it on
There's
that side.
no way,
but
dude.
I would put it above Little Mermaid.
For the
I
sheer
honestly would
fact-
put it below these three.
Listen, Liam. Okay, look at me for a second.
Listen, you're not going to convince me.
No, look at me for a second.
Okay, hold on.
You're telling me that you could not,
Reluctantly, we'll put it
instead
there.
of having to watch 2.5 hours of Little Mermaid, you could watch an hour and 20 minutes of a blank screen. I would still choose that over some of these live action ones.
I
You would
don't
watch
know
the
if
live
that's
action,
justifiable.
the live action Lion King over an hour and 20 minutes of blank screen. Peter Pan is at least a thing. At the very least, you get the humor.
Yes,
of,
you're right. It is at least a thing.
and it's an hour and 20 minutes. For the sheer fact that it is an hour and 20 minutes, it should take well over all of these, maybe even live action Jungle Book.
So the argument
Well,
is, would you rather watch an hour 20 of a horrible movie or a 2 hour of a
I don't think Peter Pan's
okay
even an
movie?
hour and a half long.
It's an hour.
Are
and
you
20
ranking
minutes.
them on rewatchability?
Well,
How about just
but
watchability?
length of like that
think
should
does
be
factor in.
what determines a good
Yeah,
movie.
but
It's
Peter
a great
Pan
movie.
felt like it was 3 hours long.
It's a
so
great
that's-
movie. I
you know what I
really,
mean?
I
Peter
don't
Pan-
want to watch it, but it's a great movie.
Peter Pan felt like it was 3 hours
How about
long.
I do? How about I do
that
this?
goes
How about I
into
do
it.
this?
That's why it's so far down.
Move this up here. We put Dumbo. Can we agree that Dumbo's like the lowest of the cartoons?
Yeah.
What were the other
I'd
old
put Peter Pan below it, but-
cartoons?
So I would put Cinderella here.
Man, I didn't like Cinderella
Yeah,
either. I'd probably
I
put it
think-
under
I might,
Jungle
put it,
Book.
I might put it here.
No. Okay, so I would put Cinderella just underneath the live action Cinderella. I think the live action Cinderella is the only. Yeah.
Majority rules.
What? That's.
I don't know. I kind of would put this at a similar level. So
Dude, it
Majority
was
rules.
It was like she was at least
We
a
put
very
Pinocchio over
sweet
here as
character.
well.
And it was like it's the quintessential love story.
I think Pinocchio there. Lady and the Tramp, I would put.
I would put Pinocchio
It's so
over
boring.
Peter Pan.
Lady and the Tramp
Lady
was
and the Tramp
really
was so
boring.
boring.
I would put Lady and the Tramp underneath Pinocchio and Dumbo.
Yeah, I put it underneath Little Mermaid.
That's what I.
Dang it.
It's just so boring.
That was one of my moments that I didn't share. Was when the bearded lady sings "Baby Mine." That was one of my least. That was my lows. I really hated that.
All right, so we have a general.
Okay, so now let's
General
go
organization. Now
through
let's-
one
let's-
through
let's-
and
yeah.
and debate it. So okay, let's go Peter Pan and live action Mulan. I'm gonna say the live action Peter Pan is the worst movie.
Agree.
I think
I
with that.
personally despise Mulan more, but I honestly think Peter Pan and Wendy is like the for society the worst movie.
Yeah, yeah.
Agree.
So I'm happy putting that at the bottom.
All right.
So
And then-
although I think
Good
Mulan is
here.
terrible,
Yeah.
and in terms of the gap between those two, the original I think has by far the largest gap between the original quality and the end quality, which to me puts it lower. But in terms of like what is just a more toxic, like a worse intentioned movie, it's
Right.
definitely Peter Pan and Wendy, no question. They had 3 more years to stew with that garbage.
yeah,
and it shows.
And then I think Mulan is for sure consensus
And
number
Mulan,
2.
they at least
the
tried to
worst.
make an interesting movie, even though they
Yeah.
completely
It was
failed.
actually visually
There's some-
kinda nice.
and there's some nice like fight choreography. Like there
yeah.
are
Yeah.
things you could praise in Mulan 2020. There's nothing praiseworthy in
Yes.
Peter Pan and Wendy.
Correct. I think
I
we're
agree.
on board with
So
those two.
Peter Pan and Wendy 100%
I think
bottom, but Mulan
that-
close second.
Dumbo and Pinocchio were also in that they weren't
So-
just numb to watch; they were actually just bad, like
Actively
because
bad.
the
But-
stories themselves didn't make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah.
Like you had,
So, but I think they're like a separate tier of bad.
Yeah.
I think these are just F
Yes.
F tier.
I would agree.
And I
Let's
think
get
these
them
are
into
these are
tiers.
just these are just bad movies.
Yeah.
These are like
yeah.
toxically bad movies.
Yeah, and I would slide Lady and the Tramp down into
Yeah, I would put this
Pinocchio
in
and
the
Dumbo.
Pinocchio
Yes.
level.
Really?
and
It's
these
just
two-
harmless, though, no?
No,
It's so boring,
But
and I think there's
it
something to be
was-
said about how
These other
egregiously
ones
boring
bad.
it is. Yeah,
boring.
I mean, but the thing is, I
guess-
wouldn't put it up here.
like you could say that Lion King has redeeming qualities because it's mooching off of such an amazing movie. You could say Beauty and the Beast has some good qualities because it's mooching off such an amazing movie. Whereas Lady and the Tramp is a remake of a boring movie, and it's even more boring. Like there's no
just-
characters like that you can attach yourself to. It is just bad. I would hate to have to watch that again. I would hate.
I agree. Yeah, okay.
Have to
Okay.
watch that.
I'm not going to
yeah.
split
It
hairs.
doesn't
To be
belong-
fair, our reaction when we paused the movie and realized it was half over kind of indicates it goes in that bottom
Okay.
tier.
I'm not going to split hairs there. This
I
is
think-
where I would
This
I
is
would
where-
put these three probably
I might
all
put
under here.
Pinocchio and Dumbo down here with these two.
That's what I'm saying.
Hold on, wait. Chad, can you hear us? Because we're getting a comment that says nice white noise.
Check the levels.
It is. Yeah, we're fine. I think we're coming through.
Nice white.
I think he was talking about you two arguing
Oh,
over
probably.
Yeah.
This is where I would put these three
Yeah. Okay. So
under.
we're good. We're good.
So see, the thing is, I could rewatch Little Mermaid 2023 despite my
I agree.
despising the ending. I could rewatch this movie. I could rewatch Lady and the Tramp. It was cute. It was boring, but it was uncomplicated. I don't want to watch
Can you
Pinocchio
imagine
and Dumbo
rewatching
again.
these three?
Peter Pan, I could watch again. Peter
right,
Pan, I could watch again. Pinocchio and Dumbo, I would not want to watch again.
Okay, so
I would put those down
what,
here
what
with
we
these
are
two.
debating now is that we've got live action Beauty and the Beast, live action Lion King in the tier above Lady and the Tramp, Pinocchio, and Dumbo, and now we're getting into the nitty gritty with some of the originals. So
Yeah, I
we
would
have,
slide those up a little because
Yeah.
these are bad but watchable. I think these are bad, and I don't want to watch them again.
yes,
You're saying
yeah.
these ones.
Yeah. So these 4 are like bad. I could, if you put a gun to my head, I could watch these.
So
these I would say shoot me.
just for chat, we have live action Lion King, live action Beauty and the Beast, and then we have original Dumbo, and we have original Pinocchio.
Okay. So here is the current ranking for the bad side.
Okay.
So the current ranking is on the top, the A tier of the bad, which is bad but watchable.
Sure.
We have Peter Pan,
The original. Yep.
Little Mermaid remake,
Yep.
and original Lady and the Tramp.
Okay.
Then we have bad and not really watchable.
Yeah.
Original Pinocchio, original Dumbo, remake Beauty and the Beast, remake Lion King.
I would slide Pinocchio up into the list above it.
Okay.
It's
We both
short en-
disagree.
it's short
But
enough.
how do you feel about that? 'Cause I don't
I'm
think.
fine with that.
Okay, you're fine
if
with
it's
that?
on
Okay.
the bottom of that.
Bottom
I'm
of that.
fine with
Okay, fine. So we're moving Pinocchio original up into the
Yes.
bad but watchable.
Sure. I just don't think it belongs with this other group.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Bad but unwatchable. We're going Dumbo, remake Beauty, original Dumbo, remake Beauty and the Beast, and remake Lion King.
Man, I don't even know if I put Dumbo. Dumbo was an hour and 15 minutes. An hour
Yeah,
and 10
but
minutes.
it was a fever dream, and I didn't like it.
Yeah.
It-
just
for-
because it's
for-
short
Just because it's short doesn't mean
not
Again, it's at the top of that
unwatchable.
list.
That
It's at the
does
top
go
of these
into
three.
it,
It's at the
though.
top of these three. This is like its own.
All right, fine.
That just
fine.
shows how
Then-
bad it was. That it still
Yeah,
wasn't
that-
watchable.
so
when it
that's
was
bad and
short.
watchable.
Baby
This
Mine
is-
alone, that moment is enough.
So this is okay. So this is bad, but gun to your head, you'll watch it.
Yes.
This is bad, but gun to your head, you'll let them pull the trigger.
Yes.
Lady and the Tramp remake, Pinocchio remake, Dumbo remake.
Yes.
Yep.
And then below that is bad, and you grab the gun and shoot yourself.
Yes.
Mulan 2020,
Some really visuals.
Peter Pan, and Wendy 2023. So the
Yes.
remake Mulan, remake Peter Pan are toxically bad, like bad for humanity, and should be deleted from existence.
Yes.
So that's why we currently have the bad movies,
Right.
and I think that's fairly uncontroversial.
I'm okay with that as an aggregate. I would put Peter Pan way lower.
I know you would
but
personally put Peter Pan lower.
but as an aggregate,
As an
I'm
aggregate,
fine
I
with
think
that.
that's fine.
Fine with
Yeah.
So let's move over to the good movies.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I'm okay with this bottom part.
bottom
you
tier
could
of
move
good
Cinderella
movies.
original for me. I think
I
think
could
for the
move
live
Cinderella
actions, this
down
is the
there.
order. I think for the live actions, this is the correct order.
Yeah.
For Cinderella, again, none of these are bad.
None of these are bad movies.
So I think you could put Cinderella wherever
I
because
think
it was
you
just
could-
kind of fine.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good. I mean, I think it's kind of the quintessential love story. It was kind of like the first
I
one
think
to
its
be
classic
like.
status elevates it like slightly.
Yeah.
That is kind of like the quintessential Disney princess movie.
Would you
And
guys?
it works.
Is there any problem with moving that below Aladdin live action?
I would have a problem with it.
You would have a problem with it.
It's 'cause the live action
The
Aladdin.
thing is, there's nothing objectionable. Okay,
Yeah.
arguably the mouse voices are a little objectionable in Cinderella, but if the opening of Aladdin was good, I would put that above there. But because that opening is just so atrociously bad,
well, and then you also have the whole like I won't the speechless song, which is useless.
that was useless
and
as well.
there's
Yeah,
a
so
few-
there are some things in Aladdin 2019 that I really don't like.
We okay. This is. I'm just gonna say this real quick, offhanded. I think that Aladdin, Jungle Book, not the live action Cinderella, but the live action Aladdin and Jungle Book, both, especially Aladdin, got a lot of praise for us because we were like, oh my gosh, a live action one in which I didn't want to kill myself.
We had a stretch of
Yes.
really brutal ones.
So I don't think it quite qualifies. Like watching Cinderella,
fair.
the
That's
original,
fair.
is fine. You
Okay.
could do that any day of the week. Watching
that's fair.
Aladdin was like, you know what? It wasn't all that terrible, and that's why I think it doesn't belong below it.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Fine with that.
I'm fine with this cluster. This one. So again, I think Jungle Book is definitely at the bottom of this. I could switch these.
I would switch. I would personally switch
I
Little
could switch
Mermaid
those,
and
but
Beauty and the Beast.
I could go this in either order.
So
Jordy
I would
Wilson.
actually slide down Aladdin into this group of four because I think consensus we all agree that Mulan and Lion King are a step above everything else we watched. I think everybody agrees with that. I think
it's fair.
I think that
it's
group
fair.
of four right there, which is Aladdin, Beauty
So
and the Beast,
so
Little
I
Mermaid,
think
and
the way to
Jungle
do it
Book.
is this: the Kings.
Yeah.
That's the S tier.
Yes, I'm fine. I'm fine with
Then
that.
you have the A tier, which we can rearrange. We could rearrange this. I would
Right.
keep Jungle Book at the bottom of A tier, but these three, I feel like you could, depending on personal preference, you could rearrange.
I'm
those.
fine with Aladdin at the top of that, though.
yeah.
Then you have the B tier, which are good. Oh, how about we do this? This is the B tier, and this is the C tier.
yeah.
Then you have D, D minus, F, Z.
Yeah.
But the thing is, the separation between Mulan and Peter Pan, the bottom ones, and Lady and the Tramp, Pinocchio, and Dumbo really isn't that
Right.
far because those movies are trash.
These
too.
movies are trash. There's a small. So there's more of a gap between the D- and F tier.
Where would you say the biggest gap resides between?
I would say the biggest gap resides between A and B tier.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, I think A and B too. Like those top ones are so good, and I think there's also another extremely large gap between
C tier and D tier.
Yeah, between C, because I think that's where it changes from.
It's the line of watchability.
Yes, exactly. I think it changes from, well, for me, the original Peter Pan, the original Pinocchio.
Sure, you can have again
like they're
generally
short enough,
speaking.
and it's like I could watch that with a kid and not like want to gouge my eyes out. But like,
Yeah, again, the
fine.
C
This
tier
an
is
aggregate.
okay. So actually, I think the line of watchable is under Pinocchio,
Agree.
Yeah.
Agree.
but the C tier is like they're not really good movies, but they're
Yeah.
watchable.
sure.
Whereas the
Everything-
B tier, they are good movies. Or
Yeah.
the C tier is they are good movies. You start to get good movies, bad movies, and then the line of watchability is right there underneath Pinocchio.
Yeah.
I'm
So,
okay with it.
We got confirmation from Marco.
All right.
He agrees with us.
So,
Thank you,
chat,
chat.
to reiterate one more time, S tier, Lion King and Mulan. A tier, Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, Little Mermaid, Jungle Book, all originals. B tier, Cinderella, original and remake. C tier, Aladdin and Jungle Book, which remember, C's get degrees. It's passing grade. Then we move over to the D tier, Peter Pan, original, Little Mermaid remake, Lady and the Tramp, original, Pinocchio original. Then we've crossed over the line of watchability into the D- tier, original Dumbo, remake Beauty and the Beast. How many fart sounds do you have?
I literally have been saving them just for this moment.
Lion King,
so we can talk
Lion King
about it.
remake, and then F tier, Lady and the Tramp remake, Pinocchio remake, Dumbo remake, and then Z tier, Mulan remake, Peter Pan and Wendy remake. Great, you're so mature. You're an
Liam
adult.
can't handle.
You're an adult.
these.
Look at my face. I'm laughing.
That's good stuff.
I think this is actually a solid list. I think for the most part, I think my biggest
Marco
controversy.
would put Beauty and the Beast a tier higher, but it was such an ugly movie.
Yeah, the live action Beauty and the Beast.
didn't
I
like
don't
it.
know. I think Marco really likes Evermore, and so he likes it a lot. I liked Evermore too. That's why it's as high as it is.
I think you could. Okay, I could see you could argue to put it in the bad but watchable tier, but I don't think you could go higher than that. But for me, I don't want to watch that movie again. I thought it was terrible.
Yeah, and
Emma Watson notwithstanding.
I think
she was
the most
star.
controversial thing I would have is that if we were actually getting into like the specific rankings in each of these tiers, which we avoided, which I think is good.
Well, yeah. Why don't you go over what would you change
Yeah.
about? So this is
So-
our aggregate tier. What would you personally change?
So I would take in that second tier with Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, Little Mermaid, and Jungle Book. I would move both Beauty and the Beast and Jungle Book up one. I would jump Little Mermaid with Jungle Book, and I would jump Aladdin with Beauty and the Beast. That would be like my individual ranking orders. And I would also personally put Peter Pan and Pinocchio originals probably ahead of both of those both the Aladdin and the Jungle Book live action, not above the Cinderella live action. I think the Cinderella live action was the first time, and I said this to you, that I was like, I think that movie was better than some of the originals.
Yeah.
I think that Aladdin and Jungle Book are watchable, and that's why we were really astonished that we were like, wow, those were movies. Like, they weren't just piles of crap. But they don't actually stand up to like the depth that goes into even some of these original. And I'd probably even put original Dumbo a little higher, but it's kind of a meme. Timothy Mouse.
That son of a gun.
all right, what would you change?
So I personally would put Mulan in that tier, and I would just
Get
have
out.
I would have Lion
Really?
King be its
Get
the
out.
standalone.
Yeah, but
Man.
you want to marry
Yeah.
Lion King. So
I
it's
do want to
fine.
marry Lion King. I think it's
I
think
we were
it's
pretty consensus that those were the top two. That's
We
funny.
are, but Liam
I think
likes,
Mulan
Liam
is-
just wants Lion King to be in his own tier.
I do. I think Mulan is probably fine in the top of the A tier,
Sure.
but
So
I think
he
Lion
wants
King.
S plus tier and then S tier. and then
I
A
think
tier.
there's a gap. I see a
Yeah.
gap. I think this side, other than that, is pretty okay. I might switch a little bit in the A tier. I might put Beauty and the Beast at the bottom of that A tier, truthfully. But Aladdin is also better than Beauty and the Beast, Little Mermaid, and Jungle Book. So not much there. This is where I probably differ a lot from you guys. I would put Peter Pan down like here.
You really hated that movie, huh?
I hated it. I could not imagine watching that movie again.
That's so crazy.
I genuinely
Because that one actually
I couldn't imagine.
Because Pinocchio and Dumbo were like, I can understand people being like, I never want to watch that, but Peter Pan was at least funny. Shmi and Captain Hook are hilarious. Anyways, continue. This is your time, not mine. Go ahead.
Anyway,
Well, see, as a Native American, he was just so offended.
I really was just offended by it. If I'm being honest with you, I think that's the root of it. Yeah, Peter Pan would be all the way down.
Boo.
Beauty and the Beast. I think that's the main switch.
It's just Peter Pan.
I think Peter Pan would be, and not just low,
You'd
like
just
low,
tank it.
just
You'd
tank
tank
it.
it, yeah.
I would tank it all the way down here. I would put it like there.
Okay. I mean, I think overall this is
But I think other than that,
Yeah.
I'm okay. I'm fine with this Z list. I think everything else pretty much checks out. I might put Beauty and the Beast a tad higher. I would definitely put it over Dumbo.
Yeah.
But I love Evan
Yeah.
Watson. So.
And for you, Nathaniel?
I would. So if I had to put one movie as the top, I would pick Mulan.
Yeah.
I would put Mulan S+ tier, Lion King S tier. A tier, I'd probably keep it as is. I could swap Little Mermaid and Beauty and the Beast, but they're very close to me. I like them both a lot. Everything else I think would be about the same. I might move Pinocchio down up to where Dumbo is. But everything else is about where I put it. I put Mulan 2020 for my personal feelings as, again, I think Peter Pan and Wendy 2023 is like the worst movie from an objective standpoint. Like it's an evil movie. Whereas Mulan 2020 is a bad movie. So that's it. Well, it's kind of the difference between like lawful evil and neutral evil. So, yeah, that's. I think for the most part, I agree with this.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. I'm at peace with it. Again, I don't know if I'd move Peter Pan up. I think I'd leave Peter Pan where it is. But I think I might slide Pinocchio down because I really didn't like it that much.
yeah.
That was pretty civil of us.
You know what? It wasn't as hard to do
It wasn't
that as
as
I thought it was.
contentious. No.
Nathaniel was right.
I think
Nathaniel.
Tears.
Maybe I'm
I think,
always right.
I think Tears is a good way to kind
Tears
of
is,
look at
is
it.
a good way to.
Yeah,
to
exactly.
break it
Because
up.
it's like, and again, I think going over like what changes would you make to it on your personal list? Because again, we have general consensus,
Yeah.
but then like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
despised Peter Pan,
Right.
There are random
You
ones.
really love Jungle Book,
Right.
so there's a couple things where our personal preference kind of, but the general flow is about the same.
Yeah.
I'd agree.
Which I think is a good, it's a good consensus that we kind of agree that Mulan and Lion King are kind of the standouts among all of them. These are all very good. These were good. These were atrociously bad.
Yeah.
Bad movie
Kind of
is
all agree
bad
on.
movie.
Bad movie is bad movie. We all agree. So then the question becomes that's our list. That's our ranking. What are we doing next?
All right. So
We've done it.
We did
damn
it.
Great.
We
Where's my champagne? We
got
should have brought some champagne and
we
popped
should
the
have
cork.
made a campaign
More than one,
for
too,
bringing-
because boy,
yeah, at
we
least-
go
at
through
least two.
some tough
At
times.
least, yeah, man.
We man,
We should
Liam
post
is
that.
really
We
excited.
should post that
I
video of
couldn't
us
be more
drinking
excited.
mimosas in the hot tub on Wednesday morning.
Oh yeah,
That was
that's
us
true.
celebrating
It was
finishing all the
22
Disney movies.
degrees.
It was nice.
It's worth a celebration.
It was 22
Nice.
degrees here the other day in Charlotte, and I said, Nathaniel, it's 22 degrees tomorrow morning.
It's hot tub movie.
Get some champagne, get some mimosas. Let's get over here and smoke a cigar like real men. So we drank
awesome.
mimosas like men,
Like men.
Hot tub.
Drink a little bit of the bubbly.
So we are done with this
Hallelujah.
long trek that has been Disney, and our next adventure, season 2, is going to be a pick a movie, watch it, and discuss it together. And we will be taking turns picking a movie. The other two will have to watch it with us.
I'm going to exclusively pick black and white movies just to bother Liam.
It is whatever movie of your choice.
I'm
and
out
we will
every
have discussion.
other
third
3
week.
weeks.
Every sixth week, Liam's gone.
But a big focus, and this is important to you guys, chat. We are going to be looking for guests. The more guests, the better. So if we can have a guest on every week, we will. And
Every other
they
week.
will be the ones. every show we will. And they will be the ones to pick the movie. We will be the ones to watch it, to sit with him to discuss. So if you're out there, if you're local to Charlotte, and you've got a movie that you really love, and you'd love to sit down with us, you'd love to have us to watch it and give you our thoughts and sit down and just join us in the studio, we would love that. That's how we want the show to grow. So that is our aim for season 2. But season 2 doesn't start till the new year, and we have one more show before then. So 2 weeks from today, which will be the 19th, we are having a Christmas
special
movie special where the three of us will each give each other our favorite.
I have
Christmas
chosen
song.
my movie.
Nathaniel actually has chosen his.
I have chosen my movie. I'm gonna declare it now, so you can go find it.
Okay, yeah.
I am not picking a Christmas movie. I'm picking a Hanukkah movie. It is called The Hebrew Hammer. The Hebrew Hammer. That is my movie.
Good luck finding it.
It's not that
Good
hard
luck
to find.
not being girls.
The Hebrew Hammer. Now,
All
I
right.
will say it is very, very dense with the Jewish culture.
Yeah, okay.
So some of it might go over your head, but most of it is accessible. It is very, very funny.
And Liam will be choosing. Do you not know yet? If you don't know, it's okay.
I don't know.
Okay, so Liam doesn't know.
I'd like to think on
I haven't picked mine yet, but definitely go in the next 2 weeks, guys. Watch your favorite Christmas movies.
Or tell you what, if you can't find the Hebrew Hammer, watch the Dr. Seuss original cartoon, How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Yeah.
That is a Levinson family tradition. It's 30 minutes long.
It's great.
It's only 30.
It's only 30. Yeah, it's not a movie. It's a short. It's like a cartoon. Short.
But we're
So,
but watch your favorite Christmas movie. We probably don't have to tell you to do that, to be doing that in the next couple weeks. But do that. Bring
Your
forth
favorite holiday
your
movie.
thoughts
To
on,
be a little
our
more
Christmas
inclusive.
/ holiday movies.
You know what? I actually need to look up when Hanukkah is this year.
And that's what we're going to be doing in a couple weeks. We're excited to do that. So bring your Christmas cheer, grab a drink, and sit down and listen to us and join in. We love having you guys on.
Ooh, good news, everybody. Hanukkah starts December 7th. So this Thursday. Hanukkah
There you
starts,
go.
and it will sadly be over before our podcast. But that means it's a perfect time to watch the Hebrew Hammer.
We love having you guys on. If you are watching and you are wondering why you can't communicate in chat, it's because you haven't subscribed yet. So smash that like and subscribe button. You can find us all over the place. I have a really poorly written slide that I'm going to throw up here.
Hooray!
This slide tells you indelicately where to find us.
Indelicately.
and
So
spelled wrong.
our audio podcast is on Spotify. Also anywhere you get your podcast, Dearly Debated. You are currently watching the Dearly Debated 4D Deep Dive podcast, the next dimension in entertainment. If you want to watch anything else that Greg and I are doing, we do The Kitchen Chemist.
That's
The
right.
Kitchen Chemist, which for Hanukkah, we have a latke episode. So if you want to make some latkes for Hanukkah, which you should, they're delicious. I mean, you should just make latkes anyways. They're basically like,
They're
they're
awesome.
Jewish hash browns. They're delicious, and they're super easy to make. And I highly recommend you do it. You can do that. We got an episode on that and a recipe on the website, which I haven't updated in quite a while. I should probably make sure that I'm still paying for it. I've been really busy, okay? Anyways, no excuses. Bad Nathaniel. I got turned into an egg over that last time, so let's try not to do that again.
All right, gang. Well, it has been a great show. We loved having you on. Make sure you tune in 2 weeks. We will see you next time.